Hello, Desi here, in a rare non-stream video, lucky you. Mostly because YouTube bonked my main video on my review of Summer Anime 2025. We're not going to delay around here, we're going to jump straight into it. The only thing I will tell you is that I have a playlist that goes along with this. Obviously, YouTube bonked the original playlist, the original video for copyright. So if you go onto my channel, you'll see a playlist down here, and it's called the Summer Anime 2025 playlist. A lot of the videos where I wanted to show you things that are related to this tier list are in this video, like Monica being a squirrel in Secret of the Silent Witch. So I would recommend you have this tabbed up too, and anywhere I'm referring to like intro and outro music or referring to scenes in anime, you go back to this playlist so you can see what I'm talking about. And without that, let us get into the main bulk of it. Hi, Future Desi here. I appreciate the video turned out to be nearly 2.5 hours. You might not want to watch all of that, so down below I put a bookmark, timestamp, whatever you want to call it, so you can just skip to the end and see what my recommendations were. If you do skip the whole video though, the like, comment, subscribe would be much appreciated. I put a lot of effort into this, so your support is greatly appreciated. Enjoy! So we're going to be using the tier list system. We've got the pictures all tabbed up, so away we go. Starting with the first anime I watched this season, Secrets. First, we have Secrets of the Silent Witch, or as I've heard it called, Bocchi the Witch. And I think that's a really fitting description of this anime. You've got your main character here, Monica, and she's one of the Seven Sages. She is so painfully introverted and shy, she developed silent casting, so for her exams she wouldn't have to speak out loud. And it worked so well that she accidentally became one of the most powerful witches in the world and joined the Seven Sages. She's fresh out of high school. So, one of the advantages of this is she goes off to the mountains for a bit, do some calculations, but they need a bodyguard back at the school for a prince. An undercover bodyguard. If someone's just out of high school and looks like they could still be in middle school, shy, timid, doesn't stand out too much, a perfect bodyguard to send back to the school. Poor Monica, the person who doesn't deal well with socialisation, is now going to have to go back to school. Can you imagine if there must be introverts watching this and thinking, my God, I don't want to go back to school. I can't imagine going back to school. A decade later, maybe I could go back and do a bit better, and I think I could, but yeah, imagine just leaving school and being sent back to that. So yeah, the shock to no one, the academic is not socially aware. But yeah, I've seen this described as what if Bocchi the Rock was a witch, and it's the same thing. So painfully introverted, you develop your own special skill. She's adorable. So you think this is a high magic fantasy anime, and that's the B plot. There is some epic magic, but most of it's just this adorable little Monica here being a squirrel. As I said, in the playlist, that's the first video in that she is adorable. It reminds me of Kokoro from Princess Dive Reconnect. All the cute little faces, the little X-mouths. The crying and sobbing when she has to go and do like a speak out loud in public or thing. I love the introduction. It's very, the OP music is dangly. It's a great dynamic range. It's a little generic, but really uplifting and, lightning. And it makes me look forward to watching this anime. So I think that was the main thing to talk about here. So yeah, where would I put this? Even the outro is called My Old Days. It's just so chilled and relaxed. It's somewhere between a slice of life and it's not really a high school romance. It's just cute girls doing cute things, and Monica is top tier cute. It's not just cute, there's something in every episode that makes me laugh out loud. Like, there's one point when she's half conscious and sleeping, one of the princes is just feeding biscuits into her mouth. She's like, arr, 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 eating like a little squirrel. And she's got the little happiest eyes in it. Or, she's drooling all over the table. And also there's horses in this anime, and we know that, we're a little late to Uma Musume, but horses are in vogue right now. So there's horses too. I love the supporting cast as well. They've all very unique personalities and designs. So they support in the background, but they really bring up the anime as well. So where am I going to put this in our tier list? Well, let's get the big picture to go bye-bye. Jump over to our tier list, and I've putting a Bocchi the Witch, or Secrets of the Silent Witch, right into the worth watching. I think if you haven't watched anything from this season, that's one of the good ones. And honestly, probably my favourite of the season. I think there are better ones of the season. However, I think that was my favourite, and that's well in the worth watching category. Call of the Night, Season 2. Now, the intro to this, initially, it's creepy nuts, and they did an amazing intro to the last anime. It was what I still listen to it. It's good enough to be a song, and it is a song. I listen to it all the time. I think this one's okay. I think the intro here, I said a lot of this season, they've been very lo-fi on the intro. They've just been a lot more chilled out, and I wasn't expecting that. But this one really sets it up. I was so excited when Creeping Nuts back. It's not my favourite song, but I think it suits the anime so well. I think the intro, the colour's a little unsaturated. If you look here, it's a night sky. Look at all the stars and brightness. I appreciate it's a little bit blurry. but this is the picture for it. It's such a visual anime. It's beautiful artwork. It's all about these epic night scenes, and I think the bit of a lo-fi and lack of dynamicism in the intro doesn't really sell it. But I start to enjoy it every week. I think it's more as the association, and again, it's setting the anime up for a more romantic comedy rather than just being a rom-com, which is, you know, romance and comedy. There's actually a much stronger romance element in it, which I think is what they're selling this season, and that's actually what I felt that my whole review of the season. If you enjoyed season 1, I think there's a 95% chance you'll enjoy this one. The difference is it's not a rom-com anymore, it's a romance with comedy in it. So Nazuna and Ko are still, they're more awkward. They're definitely starting to feel something. Nazuna is dastardly romantic, you know, and she's really trying to push Ko, who just doesn't do feelings yet. As I said, it's a continuation of season number 1, and I liked it so much. I was really annoyed because I started reading the manga because I don't know when season 2 is going to start out. So I've got 17 volumes of manga, and then they released season 2. So oh well. Where else is there? So yeah, it's also we get we're not doing any spoilers. But we find out about Nazuna's age, and there's, I don't know if you've seen the quotes. I'm like, Ko has the most straight-laced quotes, and he loves. I mean, obviously Nazuna's a bit older than Ko, but yeah, he loves an older woman. It doesn't just apply to Nazuna as well. He says it to other women. He is a little player. He doesn't realise it, but he is a heartthrob. The outro as well. So again, Creepy Nuts did both. They didn't do Dan to Dan this season because they did this. And again, the outro wasn't as much fun as the first season. I mean, if you listen to the outro from season 1, that is actually the song where Creepy Nuts, the mangaka had insomnia, and they were actually up listening to that song, and it inspired the entire manga. So this entire series is inspired by one song in Insomnia. So it's great the Creepy Nuts came back, but yeah, I really would have loved to. Yeah, but the thing is, at the end of the final episode of the season, they do the original outro, and it just rips hard. I mean, it's a lovely cityscape like, and again, I understand why they've done the music the way they have, because it fits the more romantic aspect of this season. However, the original ones are so good and so fun. I still listen to them now. So, and Ko's just such a little straight shooter as well. So he's really trying to help Nazuna. You can see, although he's saying, I don't know what love is, you see through his actions, the amount he's trying to help Nazuna and her friends and stuff, that actually, you might not get what love is, but he's such a good little egg. He's wonderful. And Nazuna's still being a goofball. And, you know, we learn about her, again, it's not really a spoiler, we learn about her love of reading NTR. Not being NTR, but reading NTR. It's like, yikes. I mean, it's fine, it's still funny. Or, you know, they have my favourite thing in life, you know, being British and banter, and in anime, they have arguments. They sit there arguing and fighting, and it's just digs and jabs, all in good nature. They're vicious dig jabs, and then it's like, you know, kiss and make up afterwards. Not literally, but, you know, you get the vibe. That, oh, well, that was fun, wasn't it? So, season 1, as I said, summary, season 1's a rom-com. This is a romance and comedy, and there is a difference. So, if you understand the subtlety, I think you'll probably enjoy this. I really enjoyed it. I will definitely be watching a season 3. I mean, I've already got the manga, so I'm already getting ahead of you. So, yeah. It focuses more on the romance between the two and Nazuna's past. And also, yeah, we get a lot of backstory from Nazuna. It's very interesting as well. So, I like the direction it's going in. It's less fun, but it doesn't mean it's less good. It's just different. And I think anime, it's hard to do a good romance in anime. There are good romance animes, but a lot of the rom-coms are very middling, and this is going in a unique direction. And I appreciate it's doing something different to remain interesting. So, where are we going to put this? Well, first we've got to get rid of the big picture. Now, do I think the world will end if you don't see this? No. Do I think it's really good? There's 2 seasons, and I think you'll get a lot of benefit from watching it? Yeah. So it's worth watching. You'll be able to really enjoy this. So next up, we have Rascal Doesn't Dream of Santa Claus, or Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus. I apologise, I shouldn't abbreviate. So I apologise, some of the images aren't the best, because originally this was all done as a stream, and we didn't have the big images, but you know, Papa YouTube, Papa Google absolutely bonked me hard, so this is how we're doing it. So, what do I think of this? I mean, this is the 3rd season of Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai after 3 films and a couple of OVAs. So the art style is starting to feel not dated, but a little older. It's definitely, you can tell it's a slightly older anime, as in like adaptation. I think it still keeps up really well, and they do it, especially with the more seinen film as well. It feels like seinen. I hate that word. I really struggle with that seinen with a double vowel. But yeah, it feels more mature. I mean, I still love it. As I said, my favourite thing in relationships, you had it exactly with Nazuna and Ko in Call of the Night. You have it here with Mai and Sakuta. the back and forth, the digs, the jabs. Like, it's my favourite relationship dynamic. You know, there's very detailed and complex backgrounds with moving characters and vehicles and layered textures in here too. The only downside is I did see at some points they've used CG to do some of the background characters, and I think when one of the big things of your anime has been how great your animation is, CG background characters are less ideal. But if we're going to use CG, I guess that's a better use of it than, you know, you can't have everything. If you want great art in the foreground and lovely background, and you can't do all the background characters and the scenes walking and stuff, we can live with a bit of CG in the background. It's much better than doing it in the foreground. Or dropping it overall. So, you know, you can't have everything. I mean, Asaka's still such a great older brother as well to Kaede, his sister. He's so supportive of what Kaede wants and still preparing to support her as well. So I really wish I don't really wish. I had to watch Rascal Does Not Dream of Little Sister Venturing Out, and Rascal Does Not Dream of Naxat Kid to prepare for this. So again, there's a lot to get through to get to this point. And as I said, I love the dynamic. The ending, it's a shame that the outro isn't the original outro that they use for a lot of the other material. This one isn't as mystical. However, it feels like a coming of age. So, same for the introduction as well. It's a coming of age. It feels aged up. They're at university now. They're not high school. So it feels like they're progressing with their life and their relationship. And I still love Mai. She's so cool and cute and everything. They just have there's a beautiful way of drawing everything in this anime. So I love Mai too. So she's so cool and composed. You know, I know she's meant to be a model and stuff, and she's got a driver license. She's just such a cool girl, and they have a beautiful way of drawing her too. So, having seen a couple of films, because this has been films until now, it does feel like it's dropped a little bit in quality. The big feel as well is this feels like Rascal. It's the same story again. It's puberty syndrome, and I feel like we're just in a loop. I feel like the films have been different material, but again, the anime is the same stories we've seen before of, oh no, nobody can see this person, etc. So I was a bit disappointed, especially because we're having the coming of age, they're going to university, they should be moving forward in life. Why are we back in the same old loop? So I did watch it. Again, it's a good anime, and I'm up to date on it. But can I say to someone, you should go back and watch all of this? Not really, no. So I think we're going to have to drop this down the packing order. So where would I put this? I think this has to go in a seasonal. It's a perfectly good anime, but there's no compelling reason to say it's good or bad. It's just an anime. If you're up to date with Rascal and you like Rascal, it's more of the same. However, I wouldn't recommend watching 2 seasons and 3 films to get to this point because there's no payoff. Okay. Next up, we have Grand Blue, or Season 2, Grand Blue Dreaming. This is really quick. I tried to watch Season 1. And it has really highly rated reviews. You're well into the 8.5 on Mal. It's just too shonen for me. The guys are just constantly naked, and it happens so often in every episode. It loses the comedy value. Like, I kind of found Grey in Fairy Tail a little annoying how often he loses clothes. They do it all the time. It's multiple times an episode here, and it's just the comedy doesn't work if you keep doing the same gag over and over again. I watched I think I watched 3 or 4 episodes of Grand Blue, and I just got bored of it. Also, despite being in college, they're kind of sketchy and scumbags. I mean, they're trying to get they're sneaking drinks they're sneaking alcohol into the girls' drinks to try and get them absolutely drunk for exactly what you think they want to do when they get the girls absolutely drunk. And it's like, yikes, dog. That's not cool and funny. I feel like in an anime it's meant to be fun. I mean, look at this picture here. Look how fun and uplifting and scuba diving and bright and pretty it is. You can't be spiking girls' drinks. It's not a good fit for this anime. I get if you wanted to do that for to show people are bad, but you're trying to make these good characters. Yeah, so it's lovely detailed artwork, and they change it. There's a lot of facial expressions. I love it's not JoJo, but it's like mewing poses and stuff, and detailed line artwork. But I think it's actually honestly, it's downhill from me. So what do I think of Grand Blue Dreaming? Honestly, I kind of have to put this in the avoid category and maybe even the run category. We're going to be generous and say avoid. There is, I mean, if you want loud protagonists that aren't wearing their clothes all the time and go around spiking girls' drinks, if you can put up with that bit, I think there's actually a lot to be said about the scuba diving part of it and the fun of it. However, I just couldn't get past that and over it. And it's a personal preference. But this is my list, and I'm telling you what I think. So if you like my picks, then yeah, that's a miss from me, dog. Okay. So, after that Sketchfest, we're on to My Dress Up Darling Season 2. And I'm pleased to tell you, it lives up to the hype. The opening is suitably upbeat. It's chasing the feelings that, that Wakana and Marion are missing. You know, it's and they're on the wavelengths. I mean, the OP isn't anything particularly special in terms of music, but it feels like it fits this rom-com anime and them getting closer to each other. Oh God, the outro, it reminds me of Catcher in the Ballpark. It's so cute. Gyaru. Again, the music isn't anything special, but the artwork is, and again, it's not detailed artwork, it's just adorable. So I recommend watching those. So I said, it reminds me of Catcher in the Ballpark. So I've read 13 volumes of the manga. I own this physically. It's translated into English. I buy all my manga legit because I want to support the artists. Which is why sometimes you have to wait a really long time. But we're up to 13, so we're ahead of the anime still. The only problem is I had just given my 13 volumes to my friend and said, you should read Dress Up Darling, so I don't actually have them to compare. I know there's a few bits they skipped. So while the major things that they've skipped is a lot of setup for the next arc, to basically fit all of this into 12 episodes, and that kind of makes sense. If you've got a 12 episode thing you need to do and it'll be a year or two till you get your next arc, I can see why they've cut bits out to make 12 great episodes, and then they'll put that bit back in for the setup for the next ones. That's fine, I get it. Sometimes you need to do little tweaks to adapt the format. It's a shame, but we'll see him in season 3. It'll be fine. Now, I did see, again, being a streamer, I am chronically online. As I said, I'm not going to speak about it here too much before, but I have separate streamer accounts and personal social media, and nearly all my time on crawling the internet is actually as a streamer. So I can shut off, but there's a lot of hate for the characters being underage here. They're high school students. I just don't get why people are so puritanical. Like, it's two high schoolers having feelings. Oh my God, how dare high schools have feelings? Oh no, they're kind of horny. Does anything happen? No, but oh my God. It's like, this is basically like disgusting, right? They're teenagers. And again, this is a healthy sort of media. I know it's anime, it's dramatized, or manga, it's dramatized. This is sort of the healthy thing. It's like, oh yeah, it's okay to be a teenager and have feelings about the opposite gender. It doesn't have to be a dirty thing. And I think that causes its own issues anyway. But the story doesn't work if you age them into university as well. The whole point is it's your first high school romance, and they're learning. It's like they're you know, it's that dance or the fight of what do I do about my feelings about this other person. I think if you age them up into their 20s, you don't get that. The youth is the whole point here. They're living their best youth. Look how much fun they're having. They're doing cosplay and going to high school. And again, Wakana's like, well, my hobby is, you know, painting Hina dolls and dressing Hina dolls. And it's like he's got trauma associated with people thinking that's horrible and ugh, and he's a creep when he's younger. But now it's the whole thing of, oh no, we're old now. That's cool. You have a hobby. I mean, that's interesting. That's neat, isn't it? I might not be into your hobby, but it's cool what you do, and the acceptance of that as well. So again, this follows on from Season 1. If you enjoyed Season 1, this is absolutely just as fun. My biggest disappointment is it doesn't have my favourite cosplay yet. It's if you've read the manga, it's a kimono one. I will say no more than that, but you know the one I mean. And that, oh God, waiting between release of Volume 12 and Volume 13 took forever. I was waiting because they teased it in the Volume 12, and that's not in here. We've got that to look forward to, but there's nothing wrong with these cosplays. I mean, they've got the amazing, without spoilers, Marion dressing up as a host. Oh God, it's great, and absolutely, you know, rizzing people as the cross-dressing. So it's brilliant fun. And also, Gojo is starting to be more bold, Wakana Gojo, and confident. And he's like, right, I want to make props now. I'm going to reach out to people and talk to other people. I'm not just going to be a shut-in. I'm going to expand my craft as well. So good on you, Gojo. You're working yourself too. Marion already has the confidence, but great for you. So this is fun with a capital F. It's bright, cute, semi-realistic teen romance. But I mean, like, as in, like, it's not like girl, boy, oh, they'll get together. There's a lot of actual development and feeling here, and I think it's really, really fun. I mean, I'm too old for teenage romance. However, it's just bright and fun. Isn't that the point of anime? We watch it to feel good and have fun, and I absolutely, if you want something to, I look forward to every week when it came out. It's like, oh my God, Dress Up Darling's out, I'm going to watch it. Volume of Manga comes out, I'm going to read it. So I would absolutely highly recommend this. Next season is going to have my favourite cosplay. I haven't even talked about the art here. It's stunning, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's bright, it's poppy, it's detailed, there's facial expression. I mean, look at them here from the different cosplays and how much, again, having a dress-up character or a cosplay character gives you so much range on it as well. And this is really so much better than your generic high school anime. So, what do we think of Dress Up Darling? Well, you've heard me gush. And I absolutely think this is a must-watch. I think this is a generational anime. It's going to be going for a couple more seasons. And if you haven't watched it, there's a lot of talk about it. And it's one of those, like, I feel you've missed out if you haven't seen this. These are good, but I feel you've actually missed something if you haven't seen this, and I absolutely love it. So I think you should absolutely... I appreciate I say it's only 24 episodes, 12 episodes across 2 seasons, so 24. That's why I'm trying to do this here, Week from the Chaff. I'm trying to show you what do I think you should be watching, or you've missed out if you haven't watched. Here's all the other stuff that happens if it interests you, but here I'm trying to just filter down. If you've got limited time, these are things I should think you should be watching. Talking of things I think you should be watching, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. Now, this feels like a school love anime. I said it's in the intro. Love anime, romance anime. I feel like it feels more like love. It's deeper than romance. Yes, it's romance, but it just doesn't feel superficial. This is a shoujo. And there's also your dirty, rough, boy over here, and you've got your beautiful, adorable, innocent little girl over here. So she's Wagari. This is Rintaro. Bad boy, who's not really a bad boy. He's the what's it? He's effectively the tsundere of guys. Scary outer and sugar sweet inside. Whereas Wagari's just all sugar and spice and everything nice. So I love the intro. It reminds me of 5 centimeters a second. Again, I think you should watch the anime. It just shows the gorgeous artwork as well. And then the ending, it's always apples. I don't get what the feel is. I don't know why apples are so romantic in Japan, because you have it with Corn in the Night, you have it with other things as well. They have an apple in the outro. I don't get the symbolism. But it's sad, and it's sad outro. It feels sad. The open chords are twanging in. It moves into a very it's sweet, nervous, and anxious, and it matches the vibe of the anime really well. Again, teenagers feeling like vulnerable. It's a wonderful outro to play with this as well. So, what do I think of the art? The art is so shoujo coded. The guys are very stretched out and tall and slender with bright lighting. I mean, you look at Wagari's hair, look how detailed and pretty it is. It's curling, it's dark, it's wavy, it's very soft and gentle and lovely. So it runs, you can see it's a bit more, not washed out, but again, look at the colours and stuff. They tend to run more pastel colours to make it sugary and sweet, and they've worked really hard to ground Wagari as well. To make her a normal person, all this elite background or environment, not so much her background's environment, her environment's elite as well. So one thing I do have to say is, you've got to have what's the difficulty in the romance? Well, again, without spoilers, you've got to have, her friends. And some of them are incredibly mean, and you don't like them. I didn't like them at all. Some of them are arguing, well, this guy is going to, hurt her, so therefore we're never going to let this guy near her, and we're not going to let her date who she wants because this guy will hurt her. It's like, so you decide that all guys will hurt her and judge her, but also you judge them as well. So there's a learning thing from that as well. So yeah, her friends are super mean. However, on the opposite side, his parents are wonderful. I mean, I can't go into without spoiling it too much, but he's your teenage delinquent's the wrong word, but he has that vibe, although he's not. But his parents are they're just great parents at supporting him, letting him fail in a constructive manner. They're not letting him completely fail, but he needs to fail enough to learn. So they're giving him enough space to grow and develop as a person while still loving and caring and supporting him. So it's a wonderful job they do. I mean, again, this is a gush, so you can tell I liked an anime or really hate an anime when I've written an entire A4 page and had to go over it with red and blue pen to write things between the lines, try and fit it all in. I mean, and also you see the pushes as well. It's like, I want something to change, and the debate, and then doing something about it. So again, both of the characters, especially Rintaro, for a shoujo, he's kind of the main character, and he's really growing and developing, and it's great. And obviously, that's what you want from a shoujo. The other thing with shoujo as well, there are less shoujo manga. I think there's a higher bar per publication, and same with anime. I think there is a higher bar to publication or animation of the shoujo mangas. So I'm not saying all shoujo manga are amazing, but it tends to be there is a higher bar. So if one comes out, they tend to be better quality just because they get filtered harder. We've all seen the trash tier isekais. You don't tend to see your trash tier shoujo, and I think that's a difference. So this is an excellent anime. It's a wonderful romance, and again, we've been spoiled with high school romance here. I know it's target market, it's why it's a bit younger, and it's always great when you see adult romance, especially as you get older. However, it deals with complex and fun themes, and it's done in a beautiful, fun way, and a way that makes you feel things and relate to the characters. So I think it's actually a meaningful and great anime to watch. And again, you've got adorable, cute anime girls as well, which always makes it better. And then again, you've got redemption arcs. So some of her friends are terrible. Other friends are like, okay, well, actually, I changed my mind about you. I'm going to play Ultimate Wingman. Wink, wink. Here's her birthday date. And then wink, wink. I've kept the day free for her. As her guard dog. So there are other things, and the friends come in, and his friends as well. And you think, oh, we go to a terrible school, and they're all going to be terrible people. And again, it's about him being able to open up to Rintaro. So you see me pointing. You don't see me pointing, but I'm pointing here as a script. We're going like this. You see Rintaro. He can talk to his friends and open up and share his feelings with his friends at last. And everybody, it's just a coming of age anime with romance. So I think this is really, really good. So where are we going to put this? Okay, so I think The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity is a must-watch with a caveat. If you like shoujo, this is a must-watch. If you want a great romance, this is a must-watch. If you like boys, this is a must-watch. However, I could also see it being, for anybody that has in those specific categories, it could be a worth watching. But if you like those three things, I think this really appeals to you. And I think it's probably the best romance of the season as well. So there isn't really a straddle. I mean, look at seasonals into free. We can't really split this, but it sits right on the cusp. But I'm going to say, give it a crack. But if you like those specific things, otherwise drop it down to the worth watching. It is good. So, next up we've got The Summer That Hikaru Died. Now, the introduction to the song, OP, it's a little bit mid, but the graphics perfectly fit and sell a horror mystery. They're creepy. I mean, this is the sort of thing you're looking at. Look at this. It's him. This is Hikaru. Look at this creepy thing going into his eye and what's going on here. It's meant to be a creepy horror. And I really think, and then it in a good way, and then it flashes back to bright seasonal sunny things as well. So again, it sets up that duality. And the outro is in the 4:3 format. It gives you that retro, like found footage feel as well, or the 90s. It's a bit more adventurous and upbeat, and kind of funky as well. So that also, the duality of the outro, the intro and the outro really sets the anime up for failure, I think. So art is incredibly detailed. Even bits in the classroom, they've got prefab walls, you've got little holes in the walls, they've done all the work. This is beautiful artwork. There's wonderful depth of scenery as well. They've even animated the ants in the background, or eating the cicada, so there's a lot of complex and time-consuming artwork's gone into this. It's wonderfully animated with detail, depth of background. Someone's really thought about this. And the first couple of episodes really live up to the hype. They've done a great job of setting the tension. They don't just rely on traditional jump scares that we've all come accustomed to. Sometimes it's a scare. Other times it isn't, and it keeps you on tenterhooks, and there's also excellent VA work to really sell it as well. There's a mixture of grotesque, suspense, the unknown, sound pressure. Just keep piling on the pressure in different formats, and it makes the first couple of episodes feel so long in you're walking through the haunted house, you're having fun, but oh my god, this keeps going, what's going to happen, through the prolonged tension. And it drip feeds a little bit to the answers, the information through fear as well, and it just keeps you on tenterhooks. However, about halfway through the season, I think it just loses its momentum. It seems to shift the focus, much like the intro song was all about this horror and creepy. The outro song's about the found footage and the fun and the adventurous. That's what happens here. We've got 6 episodes of horror, and then we move into the friendship between the two friends, from Hikaru and his friend. And it's about, we'll unravel the mystery, and we'll be friends together, and don't worry about this horror element. Sorry, Yoshiki. I keep thinking the names. There's a lot of names, so Hikaru is here and Yoshiki. So it's about their friendship and solving the mystery. There's still bits of grotesque horror, but the suspense is gone because it's bright and about their friendship, not about whatever the hell this is. So I think this is a real shame. Anime really struggles with horror, and this is another one. I don't know if it's because it's animated. The animated style just doesn't sell itself to horror, but this is a miss here. It doesn't scare people, and I had high hopes, but honestly, it's beautiful artwork, and a lot of money and time and effort's gone into this adaptation. But for what? So season 2 is confirmed. There isn't a date, and what I'm hoping is these lighter 6 episodes are going to really set up for a darker arc in the second season, and it could really redeem itself there. However, just based on the one season and what you've got here, it's not good. So you've heard what I think of this. So where am I going to put this? Unfortunately, I have to put this in the avoid. I got bored watching this. First 6 episodes, I was going up seasonal plus worth watching. This is great. Finally, we've got a great horror adaptation. And actually, when it fell off the cliff so hard, it's like, well, why have I watched this? What if I say to someone, you should watch this because, it's like, well, you could watch 6 episodes to see how to do horror in anime and to see beautiful animation, and then just don't bother watching the next 6 because nothing happens. So that's where I feel that sits. So next up, we've got Bad Girl. Okay, so you've got the intro to this. It's saccharine pink and saturated. It's fast-paced cut of art and fun. It's a fun little dance to it. And it sets up for fun. You feel like this is going to be like Gabriel Dropout. It's all hijinks and silly pranks and, that. And then the outro, it's a fun bit of J-rock as well. It's pseudo-metal, and then it goes, with pinch harmonics going in, then it just descends into a bit of J-rock or J-metal. I think it's what a lot of this season was missing. Some fun, dynamic music. A lot of it was much more cut back. I don't know if that's a cultural thing. Japan has more chill music from summer because it's like nearly 40 degrees there, whereas I'm in the UK. And we get the odd hot day, maybe that's it. But yeah, summer I always think of more upbeat and more punchy music. So maybe that's just a cultural thing. What's the artwork like? Well, as you can see, it's not the most detailed, but it's perfectly good. It's very bright. It's poppy. You can see it's a little bit shiny. So that's a sign of if it's shiny, it's not always as good. But it's fine. There's nothing wrong with the art. Now, was I right? Yes, this is very much Gabriel Dropout. You is the main character here. She is your bad girl, and she is Satania to a nutshell. This is Satania. It's like, I'm really bad. So she uses like bulldog clips on her ears to look like she's got piercing. She doesn't really. Or like she's dyed the inside of her hair. Things like that. Or she's put rubbers or erasers under the bottom of her shoes to make it look like she's wearing heels, but she's not. She's trying really, really hard to be mild. Born to be mild. She's trying so hard to be wild, and she's not. And obviously, you've got the school president here. Now, the school president is actually a bad girl. These are friends here. And this is just a cute girl being cute. But yeah. Come episode 2, and you've got you is trying to be a bad girl to get the notice of the school president. Because again, school president, school high school council president, you know how much power they wield in anime. That's the whole point. She's trying to get her to notice her. So the best way is to do it, I'll be a bad girl. And it works because she is adorable about how bad she's being. And obviously the school council president sees this, and the dog colour comes out like, I want a pet. So that's not what I was expecting at all. So, where's her ahage? Where's her antenna? She deserves it. It's slapstick. But suddenly, when the dog colour and stuff comes out, it's like, oh, this is different. Yes, is it silly, goofy fun? And I love that, how over dramatic you is about her being bad and stuff. And the school council president about how they do it in. I mean, she sits in the bush fighting with the school council president's sister to take candid shots of her. And again, they're candid. All the clothes are on. It's not from funny angles or anything. It's just fun. Yes, it would be creepy if they weren't doing it in the way of we're just trying to get pictures of her because she looks good in this lighting, etc. And she knows them. So yes, it could be creepy. The way it's done here isn't creepy. Obviously, in real life, it would be, but this is an anime. And her dreams and imagination, what she thinks about getting up to as a president is wild. And also, there's separate thing. You've got the preschool defence force, the kindergartners who are like, they have a defence force and they spread propaganda worldwide of the religion of school council president. And they hand out the pamphlets, they do weekly reports, and it's like a corporate organisation. So that's great as well. And the Atori, the Tory Defence Force of the school council presidents. So, again, the problem is I told you all this, it just runs out of momentum. Partway through, I was enjoying it and it's fun, but every episode's kind of the same. I mean, I've kind of just given you the entire plot there, that's it. It's her being a sort of a bad girl, and I know I love slice of life, and I love it. This one is just the same every episode. Again, I can't remember anything that's happened. And again, if I've watched this for 3 months or 12 episodes, I can't tell you what's happened, apart from a couple of bits like that, then it's not really had any impact, is it? So it doesn't have to go... So the thing with slice of life, it has to be a different something different nothing every episode, and this is it's the same nothing every episode. So, what do I think of it? Well... What do I think of this? So where are we putting bad girls? Well, I've given the game away here a little bit. We'll put it in a time killer. If you want an anime, you can put on, and just as background, you don't have to watch it, because you could watch any episode, and you'd know what's going on. There's nothing difficult here. You just move in, watch the episode, have it on the background. If you didn't pay any attention, you just looked up and they're doing something silly, you'd get all the context you need. So if that's what you want, if you just want a background anime you don't have to watch and just kill your time, there you go. Silly, funny, bright colours, happy days. But I can't say there's any actual reason to watch it. Its best use is watching it while not watching it. Okay, so next up we have The Water Magician. Now, this is a little bit divisive. I think the OP, the intro, is very sunny and upbeat. It's a fun adventures, it's a feel-good tune. Yeah, and the outro's a bardic fantasy with a cute elf girl and nice animation. Yes, an elven songstress. So it's very after the adventure. So, okay, where are our issues with this? The artwork isn't amazing. Not great. So a lot of the distant shots, the clothes don't move. There's very few layers in the hair. The backgrounds are quite limited, and they're static, and there's not a lot of variety in them. The other one as well is sometimes they're talking and they're walking along and talking. It's literally just their mouths moving for the entire time. Or a lot of cutting away or static attacks and stuff. So very short battles as well. So totally, and some of the backgrounds are literally against a black background. Some of the battles are literally, we're fighting in the dark. So we don't need a background. But where are we? This is your seasonal OP Isekai fantasy. You know, it's peak male fantasy. I keep saying this: reincarnated, make friends, hang out, and just do what you love. So, a lot of anime do claim to be the OPMC, overpowered main character isekai, and they dream of living the slow life. And this actually nails the slow life part. You cannot think of this as an adventure fantasy. You'll be very disappointed. If you think of this as a slow life, non-BRE is the thing that comes to an example. A different nothing happens every week. This is a slice of life, slow life. You know, one week Rio finds a good curry shop. A different week Rio goes to the library. If you want the slice of life, great. If that's not what you're about, don't be into it. There is epic magic as well, but actually the epic magic is the B plot. You know, it doesn't really need to be an isekai, but it's the classic D&D they met in a tavern. The isekai is a convenient plot device just to get into it. It's not the sort of anime that needs a long established backstory. It's just to get going. So again, Ryo's reincarnated with great power and great responsibility. What he does? Well, he hangs out with some E-rank adventurers and this goes on fun little adventures with them. We'll go gathering herbs or do a fetch quest or whatever. And occasionally absolutely murks some bad guys, just to remind you how much stronger he is than everyone else. I said, 100% get it. If you want an overpowered main character adventure fantasy, this isn't for you. This is a slow life isekai, and it does that part really well. Although, as I said, Ryo, who the main character here, does have one redeeming feature. There is a scene, I'm not going to go spoil too much. His friends are attacked, you know. There's a huge crime occurred, and oh look, there's some adventurers here. Oh, those E-ranks, those 4 E-ranks must have caused all this massive destruction. We're going to murder them. We're going to kill them. And then Rio steps like, excuse me, and absolutely fights back. And there's, oh, tee-hee, oopsie, it was just a misunderstanding. Rio's like, don't care. Until that guy apologises, I'm going to kill him anyway. Because he attacked my friends, no question asked. So why shouldn't I kill him back? That's only fair. And again, it goes off like that. So I did actually appreciate, oh, look, he doesn't actually have to be squeaky clean. He does actually have some personality. It's like, no, if you're going to attack unprovoked, I'm going to kill you back. That was nice. So yeah, so he's not squeaky clean. So this is half overpowered isekai, but strongly this is a slow life slice of life. So that's it. It's sort of the non-BRE pace. Nothing happens in some episodes apart from going to the curry the library. So where am I going to put this? Now, let's drag you over here. I think this is actually a reasonable anime. I think this is going to sit in our seasonal plus, provided you think of it as a slow life and nothing else. If you think of it as adventure fantasy, it's not great. Think of it as a slow life. What have we got next then? We have Scooped Up by an S-rank adventurer. Wow. I was so positive about the Water Magician, and then this happened. This abomination. Right. Again, this is an entire page, and there's lots of other coloured ink in here to fit it in. It's a standard intro. You know, it's an adventure anime opening. Understated, nothing memorable. It's a little quiet and restrained. So that's Karma. And then my notes for the ending, completely forgettable. I don't even remember it. I watched it to review it and I forgot it. So what's the art like? The combat fluidity, it's not the beginning after the end. They've traded more unique animations for less frames. They've got some more interesting static frames. It's not a slideshow, but yeah, they're low frame rate fights. You do get some blood spray, you know, magic and effects and explosions and stuff, but don't think this is going to be epic combat. Backgrounds are fairly plain. There's a lot of talking at static backgrounds. And yeah, randomly in episode 4, where they must be running behind, there's some low frame rate CGI monsters, which is kind of icky. The static design's actually pretty good for them, but they move horribly. So they're only okay when they're static. So, this is the hated trope they need to go and die. And it's the, oh look, our most powerful party member is actually the backline support wizard. Well, and the cocky blonde-haired sword master is going to throw him out the party, so we don't need it. Even though he's there doing mana refresh and supporting the backlines, somehow the backline mages don't notice he's doing all the heavy lifting. They just assume, oh well, I thought it was you. Well, it couldn't have been him. How frustrating. This trope needs to die. It was funny once, but every season there's 3 or 4 of these. Just of the ones I watched. I only watched like half to 3/4 of the animes this season. And then there's a stupid, then one of the episodes, again, so he's kicked out the party, but he's not technically left the party. And then there's an urgent, high-priority quest. But he can't join a new party because, you know, you can't be in 2 parties at once. Then it's an urgent, high-priority quest. They can't make an exception where someone from a different party goes out and works with another party. Oh, no. And it's like, so it's an urgent, emergency quest, but you're not allowed to merge different people in different parties to make a working party. It's just ridiculous. And again, so they, oh well, we'll just have to, we can't deal with this emergency because we can't make one, we haven't got one party that can do it. We've only got several people that would be strong enough to do it. The other thing that really annoys me is everybody says, oh, he can't be strong, he's a white mage, he's no good, he's weak. Who's his master? Oh, the lady we've built all the statues of round the town. Does he ever think to mention this? No. Does he always assume, oh, I'm completely underpowered and useless? Yes. They literally made statues of your master around the town who you are similar level, not quite as strong as your master, but similar level. They make statues of her. How can you or nobody be aware of how strong you are? And again, every time something happens and someone tells him how strong he is or it's demonstrated, he's like, oh, no, I'm not strong. Anybody can do it. It's like, we've just shown you that these S-rank adventurers you're hanging around with can't do this. So why would you not start to get the idea? And it's just, stop playing dumb. I'm fed up of this trope. I mean, I know you need to be dense, but this is too far. Considering how intelligent you're supposed to be, you can pick up on the hint that, oh, all these S-rank adventurers can't even hold a candle to me. Maybe I am strong. Just frustrating. And again, another worst part is, again, nothing really happened in this anime. And you can tell who, see, look, this is meant to be your main character. He's in the middle. Who's at the front? The pink-haired girl and the blue-haired girl. Again, they're using the girls to sell the anime, but they're not even the stars of it. What else happens? Oh, again, pink-haired girl, she's a sword master. She's training in the forest under a master. She can't learn this new technique, training. And then suddenly, when a wild beast attacks out of nowhere, suddenly she can use this new techniques. All the training and experience and practice means nothing. It's just, heat of the moment thing. It's just frustrating. It really puts down hard work. It's like, oh no, I can't do this. Oh, I'm being attacked. I can remember how to do it now. Oh, what else? There's so many. It started to go downhill. It really was going downhill by episode 9, the mini training arc. And the archer right at the back is like, oh, he decides there's this E-rank adventurer that no one will let in their party. It's so cruel and mean. He's an E-rank archer. So he's like, oh, well, I'll come out and I'll do a quest with you. I'll help you. So the E-rank adventurer can't even hit the broadside of the barn. So he can't hit anything, he can't shoot anything, and it's like, oh, no. And then he teaches him, he trains him up, so now suddenly, and they encounter these S-rank monsters, A-rank monsters. So what he does is the S-ranker defeats these monsters and gives him the monster parts to take back. Now people let you in their party because they'll think you're strong. It's like, you've taught the kid nothing. He is a danger to himself and others, he's E-rank technically, but he can't even shoot anything with his bow and arrow. And all you've done is give him A-rank equipment so that high-ranking parties will now take him. But he's not even capable. All you've done is set him up for failure. He won't be able to repeat that. And it's just so frustrating that they've done this to him. And, of course, by training this E-ranker, he suddenly learns a new technique. So, of course, going back and dealing with this really low-ranked person has taught me how to be a better archer. It's just incredibly frustrating, the way they use that. And then, finally, they do pick up a new ally who's not in the picture here. And, again, the new ally, the Beast Tamer. And, again, they come against wild beasts. It's like, oh, no. We can't fight the wild beast. I'm a beast tamer. And it gets to the point where actually she'd rather sacrifice the entire party and go for a full party like TPK than fight the beasts that are attacking them. And it's like, what are we doing here? You're so het up with, oh, protect the animals that you won't even fight. You won't even let your party fight back. You say the party's got to find a way to immobilize these animals rather than fight for their lives. You'd rather let your whole party die and what you wiped out than fight back. Absolute garbage. So where is this? Oh, I honestly, I mean, it started off okay. It just gets so frustrating to watch. And if you haven't seen a million of these, maybe it's okay. But I have seen a million of these. So what are we going to put it in? This is a toughie. Is it perfectly watchable? I think there's some real big gaping plot holes in this. So I'm very much, is it a time killer? I don't think it's fun for a time killer. It's very much either seasonal minus because it's but you do have to watch it a little bit to know what's going on and who's who. Or it's an avoid. Can I say, it's passable. If you're into your OP Isekai fantasy, it's a watchable anime. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing that bad. There's far worse, so we'll put it back in the seasonal minus. It got lucky. Okay, now brace yourselves, because this is a long old title. Apocalypse Bringer Myongra. World Conquest starts with a civilization of ruin. Okay, so what do I think of this one? The introduction, the OP, is generic, but it's a slightly demonic flair, and it reminds me of some of the previous Overlord ones. It's not as good as Overlord, but the intro reminds me of that. Outro is fun about J-Rock, and the anthem chorus, and actually the outro actually suits the evil alignment, so I thought that's quite good. In terms of artwork, it's surprisingly cromulent. You can tell this is a low-budget anime, and they've definitely sacrificed animation, so you've got average art and acceptable backgrounds, but they struck a good balance. There's nothing that's glaringly bad here. It's all absolutely adequate. Now, the characters and the plot. Now, as you can see here, you've got your scrawny male lead here. in the demonic outfit. It's like, thank goodness he's isekai'd, and he's wearing a demonic silly outfit. It's like, oh, it's not just dressing the girls up. You've actually bothered to put the guy in a funny outfit. I like that. I like how they put the scrawny guy in the demonic outfit. Not made a big deal of it. They just dressed him up. Fantastic, good fun. This is the junk food. This is your McDonald's of anime. It's a hot garbage anime. It's a completely generic, overpowered, OPMC isekai. But they put a lot of effort in. It feels like low budget, lots of effort, lots of love. Despite fairly standard characters and fantasies, they make this fun and interesting. The King's Apprentices, these two little elf girls here. Cute, funny little elf girls. Horrific monsters that absolutely decimate their opponents. That's fun. You think this one, the big bug monsters, go, no, these are the scary ones. And they actually go the proper neutral evil, as in like, well, we're going to go for world domination. We're going to look after ourselves. Now, you don't have to go out of your way. Again, anime really struggles with the nuance of an evil villain. It's like, I'm an evil villain. Ha, 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 ha. I'm being evil to do evil things, and I'm going to take over the world by destroying it. Whereas he's like, no. I'm actually going to take over these cities. You can ally with me or we'll fight you, but it's all about how do I improve my civilization. I'll happily bring you in and look after you because having a happy, vibrant city lets me take over the world. So it's a bit more nuanced. I'm not going to say it's that. But there's a bit of like, oh, well, I can see some of the plan here. And again, because he's been isekai'd into a world where everybody's been isekai'd from different types of RPG, strategy games, etc., they've all got different sets of rules they're working against it. To basically, they're all fighting to be the king of the world. So it's fun. Where else we get? Yeah, so here are the people. So actually, this is surprising. So I have a friend, they've read the manga / light novel, and it was garbage. And we're expecting a garbage adaptation. This is actually better than the manga. This is one of the rare times the adaptation's better. Now, the last 2 episodes start to go downhill, and I think, we've decided, instead of just following the rules, we're not following the rules anymore, and we're just going to shoot everyone. So this does not need a second season. Do not go read the manga. But actually, if you want a fairly cromulent, overpowered isekai anime that's a slightly interesting concept, go for it. I think it's actually fun. It's a funny isekai. It does well on a really small budget. So, where are we going to plonk this? As I said, the last 2 episodes kind of draw me away, and it's it has got a lot of limitations. But actually, as I said, I actually congratulate the studio. You turned weak source material and a low budget into actually a fairly average anime. And I mean that in a positive way. You had the deck was stacked, weak source material, low budget. Good job. Congratulations, studio. Oh my goodness, Ruri rocks. Okay, so the opening feels like an adventure fantasy, that slow, plodding return to home. It's a little at odds with the more childish protagonist. So this is your main protagonist, Ruri here. But actually, I like it. It fit the evening time slot on a Sunday. It's a perfect relax and wind down at the end of the week to enjoy and sit and do. The outro, again, very, very chill. Same post-adventure fantasy. It suits the anime perfectly. Lots of things like that. So art. Okay. The mangaka bloody loves rocks. There's some fantastic rock scenes and like crystals and things like that. All the budget went to the rock formations and geos, etc. The other arts and backgrounds pay the price, but it's an appropriate use of funds. If your thing is this is a rock anime, that he really highlighted the unique selling point. Great job. Characters, simple and cute. People were going feral for Nagi. I thought she's fine, and apparently the mangaka might have done, the old H works beforehand, but people are going feral for Nagi. But yeah. And her mum genes, etc., and other things about her. So fluidity, it's mid. It's not a budget anime. It's not just faces talking against a static background, etc. You get multiple camera angles, full body walking, and they do things like gold panning. We got swimming scenes and stuff. So again, they've kept it simple and then spent the money on the key scenes and the key assets. So I think they've done a really good job. There's also, you must have seen some clips. It's like when they're doing Place of Gold and things like that. They've really got some beautiful natural shots out there. So this meta of the mangaka's having a niche hobby and writing a manga about it so we can all learn about it has got to stay. The whole we're kicking out the party, that thing at this though, I've got a niche hobby, I'm going to tell you about it. It's like, bloody love learning about anime. I mean, I do have a few rock polishing kits here. Used to do the odd bit of rock hounding when I was a kid, but I bloody love learning about Japanese geology through this anime. Bonza. I've been to the beach and looked for geodes and stuff before as well. So I'm not the biggest fan. I wasn't the biggest fan. The way it starts, again, you have to have character progressions. You have to go out to annoying. She's a kid. She's impatient. Just want to find rock. She's loud. She's annoying. But then by the end of it, Rory progresses, and actually she learns to be scientific. And then when we're looking for things, she's like, do your XY studies. Like, what, did I find this thing here? Yes, no. Right, I found it here, and tracing pathways back to find rocks and learning about the geology and stuff. So in a short arc, she actually develops really well. So actually, I really liked how they do it and how they're selling geology as a thing here. And it looks like good, healthy, clean fun. Go out hiking, go out to the forest, go out to the wood, go out to the river, collect some rocks, and in the winter you can look at geology, plan where you go next year, polish your rocks, whatever. It looks just like good, clean fun. And the best thing is, between the two halves of the episode, you get a big old title card that says information about the geology or the things they're doing. And again, it's just really interesting to learn about. I thought it's a good, clean, healthy fun. So where are we going to put this in? Okay, well, this is an oddball because if this was an anime, it's good, seasonal plus. However, because of all the things we're learning here, I think it's worth watching. It's really, I mean, if you're not into science and rocks and stuff like that, you can knock it down. But I actually think this is worth a watch. It's very unique, and you learn stuff as well at the same time. So we're whacking that in the worth watching. Okay, next up we have Gachiakuta. So what are we going to do with Gachiakuta? Okay, so the introduction is a good bit of a metal, and it really fits. This is a dark, it's not a dark fantasy, but the whole thing is it's dark, it's dirty, it's gritty. Fits the theme. And again, the ending is actually a really good outro as well. It could be a mystery, and there is some mystery involved in this as well, revealing the plot. So this is your next big shonen anime, or at least it's aimed to be that way. Detailed backgrounds. The characters are fairly detailed. I'm not an artist, but it reminds me of that Borderlands cell shaded style. It's not fully cell shaded, but it gives me that vibe. It's clearly drawn. And the other thing is, well, they tend to do the lower camera angles, so you can see their baggy trousers, and you can see the big boots as well. So it does that. And you can see there's a lot of detail in the clothing, dirt and stuff like that. It's very detailed. Look at the artwork on the hand and stuff. It is reflected. It's very high quality animation in this show. Fights are fluid and animated. There's a lot of environmental destruction, debris and blood flying during the fights and stuff. There might have been some CG for the larger creatures out there, but it's very close to the animation quality. And again, if I'm saying I think it's CG, that's a really good use of CG if I'm struggling to tell the difference. And it doesn't detract and distract from the anime. So what's the plot? Effectively, for whatever reason, we'll call them, it's a classic, like, they live up in the clean, happy, on the hills, and he's rather poor there, and then for whatever reason, he's thrown out of the happy hills place into the garbage dump below and lives in the lower world, which is full of garbage dumps and stuff. And through that, he learns he has special powers, and do apologise, other people have special powers as well, to control objects. How do you control an object? You put a lot of love and, again, care into this object. It's like his powers, his gloves. He puts lots of love and care into them because the amount of time and effort he's invested in his gloves, they have magic powers. That's the mechanism. And other people have like a staff or an umbrella or a hose. I think an object's been loved over time. They've imbued it with a soul, effectively. Unfortunately, it's very shonen. He's so loud. So he starts off okay, and then episode 2 or so, he just starts getting loud and obnoxious. One of my biggest pet peeves of this anime is that his whole deal is taking care of objects and loving, imbuing them and caring for them. And yet when he falls down to the lower world and he's rescued by some guy, does he say, thanks for rescuing me? No. When the guy say, we need to go talk to so-and-so, take a bit to help you out and stuff, is he grateful? No. All he does is, right, I'm climbing back up there now, you'll help me, take me to this person. He's just so demanding and nasty about it. And I feel, I understand that as a protagonist and he needs to develop and grow over time, but when his whole thing is about he actually cares for objects and looks after him, it's completely at odds with the character, and he just doesn't shut up. They keep saying, like, don't be loud, you'll attract, bad guys, you'll attract monsters, and he's just there screaming away as an anime protagonist, being loud, yelling at him, take me back up now, and the monsters attack, and it's just so incredibly frustrating to see this trope. I know you need to start with a raw character, but he's just loud and obnoxious and ungrateful. And again, I've been watching, 800 animes, 10 years, I've seen this before. Again, I remember the end of Fire Force annoying me in Shinra and stuff. However, if you're watching this, the animation quality is good, and if you're not burnt out on shonen or you're fairly new, it's not a bad shonen. It's okay. I just felt like the way they make him like so ungrateful, the forced archetype. However, the other thing as well, he has gone to the Kazuma stall of gender equality. So the way this works is, so you come against the bad guy, and the bad guy's power is mind control, and the way the mind control works is it makes you think of a person you loved, normally a person that's died, but you loved, and then you think, then suddenly you remember back to that time, and you think they're being attacked, so you defend them. And for a lot of these guys, that's going to be horrific PTSD because they're living in this world where people have died horrifically. And once that's happened and they capture the person, it's like, don't worry, we've captured them, we'll take them back. Although there's nothing we can really do about them. And he just walks up and punches him straight in the face. It's like, no. This woman has done horrific PTSD things. Look how much it's traumatized people. We can't say, there's nothing we can do about it. Oh, well, she was a bit naughty, wasn't he? So again, I like that trait. He does go too far, but I feel the whole point of, the bad guy did bad thing, but we're the good guys. So, we have to be completely white. We're not the police. They just did horrible things to us. They can have a punch in the face. Some people need to learn that way. So it's also a 24 episode, double cur. So we're going to get 24 episodes. I'm going to see. It depends how strong the next season is. I'm definitely not worried about watching this. So do I feel like it's great? No. I'm going to drop this right in to the YouTube Studio bin. And then over here, where do we put Gachakuta? It's just an anime. Like, honestly, there was nothing in this to make me say, I suppose it's even a seasonal plus, or is it seasonal? I could see why some people might think this is a seasonal plus. For me, it's just a seasonal. Nothing. Why would I recommend this anime to you? Great animation. Looks like it's going to have a good budget, 24 episodes. Why wouldn't I recommend it? God, he's loud and annoying. And there's not that payoff. It's not so good like I can put up with loud and annoying. It's just unfortunate. Mori Calliope recommended it. It's why I wasn't going to watch it, and that's why I did watch it. I thought the plot sounded mid, and it did. This is, despite a lot of time and effort, it's just kind of mid. Okay, now we have Witch Watch. This is a 2 cour. So this is a double cour season. This immediately carries over from season 1. So I like the new OP. It's a fun little dance number. It's a little dorky. It's a little dark and mysterious, and they're dancing around. But it's good fun, and there's a lovely bit of slap bass and then cute little jigs. So and the animation's good. So actually, the intro is really, really good. No notes on the outro. Nothing special. It's still good. There's lots of bright background colours. Really detailed. Lots of extra bits like roadworks and things like that. Again, I'm not going to spend too much time because we already covered this last season. I love the little B plot of the werewolf and the cat girl. I love adorable cat girls. I mean, Nemu is so cute. And you got the VA for the witch as well. Oh God, I'm so bad at Japanese names, aren't I? I did all know this. Nico. I've watched so many animes, the names blur into one. Mori the ogre and Nico the witch. Such an airhead. Wonderful VA work. And then the problem with this is it's lost the plot quite literally. The end of Core 1, or the first season, the first 12 episodes, high stakes, they progress the plot. Here's the bad guy, we fight the bad guy. End of this second Core, it's just been 12 episodes of Slice of Life. Slice of Life is fine, but that's not what they set me up for with the first 12 episodes. And we have little bits like B stories, or lots of little, and it's interesting and all. I'm really disappointed because they set up for a really epic progression of the story, and we're back to just, this guy, so more he's got some new jeans. And we have a whole episode about him wearing in his new jeans. And I like Slice of Life, but you kind of set this up for higher stakes and combat and stuff. It is really dramatic and really good ending to the first 12 episodes. And then we've got 12 episodes of nothing, no progress, no nothing. If this is a Slice of Life, it might have been good, but it's not meant to be that way. And it's hard to enjoy it that way. He still has the crazy things like, the accidental important information accidentally blurted out the dining table. And it's a fun thing of, I was just testing out these new noise-cancelling headphones. I was just looking under the table. I was just wearing the tap. I just missed all these cues. It's funny, but it's kind of, if this was all it was, it'd be a good season or season plus fun little laugh. The problem was the way they finished the first season with those high stakes, the fights, the progressing the story, the bad guy and stuff, to completely just get to that point and forget all about it and go back to being tee-hee, funny slice of life. It's kind of, what's going on here, guys? The other really bad thing, it's 26 episodes, and now we're in the weird middle period between the summer season and the autumn season. They've delayed the last 2 episodes to time with the new season, so we'll get 2 episodes in the new season, that's it. It's just a bit of a mess, and as I said, I was really disappointed with this. I was expecting really great things from it, and I was expecting to build on where we got to in the first, in the spring anime review, and actually we didn't build on it at all. So what am I going to call this one? It's a seasonal. It's not worth going back for. The first 12 episodes, I would say definitely seasonal plus, or actually, seasonal plus. And if this had been good, it would be an elevator to worth watching. This isn't good. This is a downgrade. So I'm afraid it's only seasonal. Now, next up, we have Night of the Living Cat. I apologise. I know it's normally been done with like the yellow promotional poster, but I think this image sells it better. Now, as you see, Night of the Living Cat, Night of the Living Dead. We've already seen it's a pun. This is a good start. Now, the opening, it's like J-Rock, and then it gets silly, and cats are doing silly cat things in it. It's kind of mid, but the art and music are fun, and they fit the anime. It works really well. Even if it isn't horror, it's just silly fun. However, It could also be the outro. And again, the outro is J-metal to sort of rock, and it's fun. It's very upbeat for horror. So again, I wonder if they could have swapped them. It might have worked better. So the backgrounds are quite empty. So it's meant to be mass panic, and there's like 3 guys in the street. The classic, when you're playing a video game, we're walking around the streets of, wherever, or of Japan or whatever. Like, there's 3 guys here. There's like 5 people. There's no cars even. So my favourite thing about the cats, though, is they mix between cats, as in like animated, and CGI. Now, normally, I'm not a fan of obvious CGI. However, this is meant to be a B horror movie, but an anime. So when cats are being cats, they're just animated. When the cats are meant to be monsters, they're actually they're CGI to look like the B horror movies and the bad props in them. It's actually a creative decision to use bad CGI, and it actually works really well. They're really spoofing it. Like, you have news reports, and it's like news reports of the deadly cat, and it's there just batting a cat tail, a little toy. Or they have to see off the cats. They got super soakers, and they use water guns. Or you pull the cord, and a little vibrating mouse toy, and you throw it like a grenade, and you've got bits of silver vine, and it's like warfare but with cat toys. Or you've got people dressed up as ninjas and samurais and mounted knights and stuff, all to deal with these cats. It's really fun. And if you like B horror movies, this is literally a B horror movie, but an anime. It's the perfect homage. The only problem is actually I think some of the VA work is too good. It's not hammy enough. It should be worse. The only thing is, sometimes the production is too high for a B horror movie. So I think the plot is, if you haven't seen Night of the Living Dead, for whatever reason there's a virus. We don't need to get too much into it. It's released, and then if you accidentally touch one of these cats, you're going to turn into a cat. So all the people, and obviously everybody in this world loves cats. I love cats too. Monchcat isn't here at the minute, but I'm sure there'll be a picture of him at the end when he assisted in writing the script. But yeah, that's what happens. So they're all, I can't touch the cats, I must resist it. And the cat bops them and is like, oh no, I've been under his cute spell, and turns into a cat. So yeah, it's really great fun. So what do I think of this? This is worth watching. This is unique. I can see how this might not appeal to you if you're not into B horror movies, but I've never seen another anime like this, and I think it's worth watching. Especially if you like B horror movies, that'll really promote it. As I said, I've not seen many good horror animes. This one, it's a specific genre of horror. It's not the full psychological. It's B movie horror, mild panic. But it really works really, really well. Okay, so next up we've got There's No Freaking Way I'll Be Your Lover. So, what's the opening feel like? It's poppy rom-com. It actually feels a bit more like a shonen than a yuri, or more conventional romance. It doesn't feel like it's anything different. The outro is also very poppy. It slows down a little bit, lovely watercoloured scenes and artwork. And it feels a little unsure, indecisive, just like teenagers in love. So it fits really well with the anime. Art style, you can see here, very bright, pretty art style. It's bold. It's a little bit plain in areas, but look at the face shapes on it and the expressions and stuff. Again, this is fairly reflective of the art style of the anime. Look at the clothes animation. Decent, high-quality animation. Closer to realistic. I'm not saying it's real photorealistic, but it's the art style is pushed slightly closer to realistic. Although sometimes they switch into chibi things for silly, goofy, hijinks, whatever, or for more serious and stuff. So what else we got? Style. Yeah, it's decent detail. Look at all the layering in the hair. You can tell if they've got complex hair layers, it's going to be decent artwork. And it's fluid. There's full body walking. It can be a little bit choppy when they're walking and talking because they've obviously not got enough frames for it. But hey, with the head smoothed out. But hey, it's decent. So, plot of the characters. So you got Mai here. It's a typical, I'm in middle school. I'm dumpy and unpopular, so I'm going to reinvent myself for high school. And she does a little bit too good a job. She comes into high school like this. And again, so she joins the pretty girls group. The popular girls. They want to be friends with her. They're not the mean girls. These are just nice. These are the classic. Oh, these are popular because they're so lovely girls. And again, Japan. So you got your standard. This is a supermodel. Mai in the top right here, the blonde hair is a supermodel. It's just the way of the world. Welcome to anime. So the thing is, Reneko is very unsure of herself, but however, she's attracting the attention of the other girls. She's feeling sick and socially anxious, and she bumped into supermodel Mai at some point, and Mai's like into her, so asks her out. And obviously, not being into girls, Reneko says, no, I don't like girls. And the thing is, Mai's never been told no before, so only the no's only makes her like her more. So it's your standard, as I said, it feels very close to the shonen. It's your standard high school romance. However, Amori's not into it, so it's very much a case of, so Mai comes with a suggestion, okay then, we'll have a competition, half time we'll be friends, half time we'll be lovers, and see what you prefer, and try and win each other over to being friends with that. Sometimes that Mai gets too forceful, and forces herself upon Amori, and she slaps her back, which is good. It should be encouraged to set clear boundaries, and if people shouldn't push past them, it's great. And again, because she's this pretty new girl, it's not just the one girl. This is her Yuri awakening. It's like, oh, well, I don't like girls, until some of the other girls start hitting me. It's like, actually, I like some of these girls. So that's the thing. It's which partner she's going to end up with. It's an all-girls Yuri harem. That's what we're ending up with. So where do we put this? Whacking it in the seasonal. If you like Yuri, you might rate this higher. It doesn't do anything for me. It's fine. It's pretty. It's this is pretty colours, cute girls doing cute girls, pretty colourful things. I'm not the biggest fan of the forcing yourself on girls so much thing. Even if it's girls forcing themselves on other girls, it doesn't really enamour me. There's not loads of Yuri anime. If you're into Yuri, you might rate it higher. But for me, it's I know I got a bit bored watching it. It's just average high school romance anime. Nothing special about that. Okay, getting on, we have Sakamoto Days 2. And again, this is a part 2. So if you've seen Sakamoto Days Part 1, this is literally the same again. You don't even need to read the review. If you like Sakamoto Days Part 1, here's Part 2. It's exactly the same. It's still fun. It's a very bright and colourful intro. You think this might be a darker, grittier anime, but no, it's not dark and gritty. It's violent and fighting, but no, it's very fun. And then the ending is the opposite of that. Soft and colourful. Very pretty. Maybe this shows Sakamoto's dark side. I don't know if it's an artistic choice, but it doesn't feel like the best fit, but maybe it's meant to show Sakamoto's other side. Sakamoto being the student in the yellow shirt. He's really selling he's a student here, isn't he? I mean, it's a bit funny and silly. So again, if you've seen season 1, you know the plot of this. Sakamoto, for whatever reason, for the plot reason, he needs to break into his old school to do something there. So he attends the he has a transfer exam to try and get into his old school. The problem is he's an internationally known and recognised super assassin. So obviously they notice who he is when he's doing the assessment. And you've got Shin here, who is actually genuinely trying to get into the school to improve himself. So that's fun. I feel like the main characters are drawn a lot more simply, whereas the bad guys have so much more detail. I guess that's to show how much darker and meaner they are, and you make your main characters lighter and prettier. The only downside is they seem to... You had Lee from last season, and as you can see from the post here, there's no Lee this season. She's still around, but very much not in the anime. You have a new best girl in the anime, or new girl in the anime. I think that was one of the frustrating things. That again, we had a great character last season, and okay, we have to have a girl. Okay, well, we had one last season. They get a new girl this season, and I really like the chemistry that Shin and Lee have together. So it's a shame not to see them. And I also still love the retired trope they use when they've absolutely beaten the snot out and destroyed an opponent. It's like the opponent retired. I do love that Japanese plot. So the really strong thing about this anime as well is the fighting scenes. They really do pace the fighting well. They're very well choreographed. So you change up the tempo, and there are little breaks in the fight where they talk a little bit, but the whole point of those is to choreograph and change up the pace. So it's not just the Dragon Ball Z. We need to stretch this fight over 20 episodes. It's we need to explain the plot, and it's show don't tell. We do a lot of fighting, we progress the plot, and we do the choreography as well. So I think it's really well done. So the only negative thing I'll say is this is like if Spy Family didn't have Lloyd. It was just Lloyd. No Yor, no Anya. So this is like Spy Family, Lloyd only. So if you think you'd like that, great. Now that's what I think. I think it's really good, and personally, I would put this in worth watching. So, Sakamoto Days, where are we going to put it? It's a real tough one. Having read my review, I think it's only a seasonal plus, the way I've reviewed it. Having watched it and how I feel about it, I look forward to it every week and I think it's worth watching. So, really on the cusp here of which one it is. Now, my big concern is, because I've only watched 30 odd anime this season, I've tried to be a bit more selective and watch the better ones. We're going to be a bit top heavy this season. There's going to be less rubbish ones, because I either dropped them or didn't watch them, because I just got limited time. There's only so many I can watch. So we're going to leave it in the watch worth watching, but I could very easily see it slipping into Seasonal Plus 2. However, when I compare it to, if I see what else is in Seasonal Plus, Water Magician, it's better than that, so it's up here. And again, my worth watching is, did I really look forward to watching it every week? I mean, to be fair, the Water Magician I really look forward to as well, but I can see the weaknesses of that, whereas there's no major weaknesses here apart from dropping Lee out. To Be Hero X. Okay, this is a contentious one. As I said, I included it last season. I'm not going to go into much detail. We get really hung up over what is anime. So, again, is it a manhwa and then it gets turned into an anime? Well, that didn't come from manga. What if we have Korean studios do the work? What if it comes from, what if actually you make an anime, but all your in-between frames, the majority of actual frames in the anime come from Korean, between frame studios, you only do the key frames in Japan. It's really contentious, and do I want to draw a hard and fast line and have specific criteria? No. Is it on Crunchyroll? Yes. Does it look like anime? Yes. Does it also have a native Japanese run? Yes, so they've reworked the animation for Japan. So there is a Chinese version, a bit like you had in Solo Leveling. There's actually a specific Japan release. This has a specific Japan release with the mouth tracking and stuff to be for Japan. I think that's good enough for anime. You don't have to like it, and if you're an absolute purist, you don't have to watch it. However, I think this is close enough to anime that it is tangential. I think it's in. So, what do I think of it? So, they have done the brave choice, and again, it's different to anime. They've just said the same OP for 24 episodes. The opening hasn't changed. It was really good to start with. Why change a really good one? The other really cool thing for that intro is it set up the whole 24 episode arc. Every time you watch more of the anime, you understand more of the intro. And the same with the outro too. So run with it. I really like the outro as well. It looks like, it looks like a battle royale. And you've got people sitting there in the chair and stuff. Who's going to be the king? I think they've done a really good job in what you get is 90 seconds intro, 90 seconds of outro to tell a story of the anime. So again, it's following on from season 1. If you like season 1, this is not quite as good, but it's still very good. There is a weaker arc. The Little Johnny arc, I think, is quite weak. However, each arc is about 3 episodes, so you still got a good 3 other arcs in here. You get like 8 arcs over the season, and I thought they had, over the whole run, 6 good arcs. And again, we're finally meeting who is Hero X. We're finding Hero X and what the Hero X is about. So I'm really interested. And again, the whole anime, the timelines are wild in this. So stuff we saw in like episode 3 is coming back in like episode 9, and it's a circular time. The timeline's over about 20 years, so each cour is a little bit different. And again, you see feeding in, and you see here, and again, you see crossover, and you see things from different points of view. So you think, this guy's a good guy. And then later on you think, this guy's a bad guy. So it really grays the line of who's good, who's bad, who's on which side. And also, regardless of which side's actually good, because they're all striving for the same thing, but for different reasons and different ways. And I really love how it shows that grayness there. And also, I love the power system as well. So you have things like the hero nice. So he's seen as nice and clean and everything's in order. So it gives him OCD. He can't deal with things being out of sequence and order. That's a blowback from his power. Or you have Ghostblade, who's the silent assassin. The problem with being seen as a silent assassin, he can't speak. So the whole power system is built on trust and what people think of you. And again, I like it in Terry Pratchett, they do it with the gods. The more people believe in you, that's the power you have. Less people believe in you, the less power you have. And what the people believe determines your power. So I really like how this works. Also, again, in sort of one of the later arcs, there's a crying scene at the camp where everyone is, basically reliving their past trauma and opening up to each other. That was really heartbreaking. And you get the dual perspective again of seeing it from both sides of the tale. That was really sad. And also, there's aliens in here. They just accept the aliens exist. And again, Big Johnny is actually an alien. So I love the way that they just don't oversell aliens. It's like, oh yeah, aliens exist. And we get that because we've got all this magical technology as well. So how do I know this is a good anime? Well, the fact is, Crunchy killed the comment section, so sometimes I'll have to watch the anime on Crunchy, then go to another site just to read the comment section and join in the comment sections talking about it. And any anime where I have to go and talk to people afterwards because it's so good I want to yap about it, that's a good start, isn't it? I also love the mixed media as well. They change art styles. Like every cour or every mini arc has its own art style, and they use all of them. They use 3D, high quality 3D. I don't mean CG, I mean high quality 3D. They use traditional animation, they use chibi, they use pop art. There's so many different mixed medias. Again, I think this is pushing the medium forwards. I know people might argue it is or it isn't anime. The whole point is they're doing some really good things. And, Korea and China have been catching up on Japanese animation. So if Japan wants to say the anime king, you need these competitors. This is a capitalist system working, isn't it? You've got a competitor coming up doing things better. If you want to stay on top, you've got to be pushed. And this is doing a great job of that. How many sloppy, overpowered main character, OPA isekais do we see every season? This is a breath of fresh air, and it's very different, experimental, and I really like what they try to do with it. Again, the way they veer all the different media works, it reminds me of Where the House Husband. They're pushing the limits of what anime is and driving the medium forward. If we never have change, think back to what we were watching in the 90s and stuff. The art styles change, so I really love the direction they've gone with this. Although I do agree, some people have said the arcs are weaker. I do. The whole benefit, though, of every arc being sort of 3 episodes is if you have a weak arc, that's fine. There's 12 episodes to the cour, or 24 in total. So if there's one set of characters you don't like, you've still got 21 episodes, or at worst 18 that are really, really good. And the fighting in this is phenomenal. The animation, the choreography, the fighting. Sometimes they have a fight scene, and it's just hand-to-hand. There's no background noise, no nothing. It's just the hand-to-hand choreography. Incredible, especially the amount of frames. It's high-quality animation of a fist fight. Wonderful. And it's not this silly, you get slow-mos and stuff, but it's just the fast, full-paced, full choreography. It's just wonderful. Again, how many frames and how much animation you're having to do that. So I was thoroughly impressed. So where am I putting this? said, if you don't, I said, some people say they won't watch it because it's not anime and they only watch anime. That's fine. But I think you should have an open mind. I really think this is a must watch. This is something you're missing out on. This is pushing new ground, and I think this is something you should be seeing. So, welcome to the Outcast Restaurant. Okay, the introduction, the OP is colourful. It's a little dance number. It's kind of cool, but nothing to write home about. The outro, again, like J-pop, nothing special. It's just background music. So, I nearly dropped this. 2 episodes in, it was dire. So, you have episode 1. You have the little girl here. Oh, she's the impoverished noble. So, they, she gets sent to the... They're auctioning off her. And then you have this one guy trying to buy her. And he's like, oh, I love little girls. Foaming them with the classic, like, oh, great, we have a big, fat, hairy, sweaty pervert. So Dennis here has spent all his fortune on buying Atalia. And why is he buying little girls? Well, to rescue her from that. But why is Dennis here? Oh, is this another anime with the trope of the level 99 support? So his skill is chef, but again, that gives him hand-to-hand. He can cook meals that restore people and stuff, etc. As a level 99 backing, he's the second strongest in his party. You have a level 99 frontliner and a level 99 backliner. And again, he's doing all the boosts and all the things and doing all the tactics. So again, he's the strongest person in the party. And is it a cocky, blonde-haired swordsman that throws him out? Why, yes, it is. And then you have this person who's in the party, the vice captain here. Now, we do need to talk about the vice captain, because as you see, she's a sword master. She fights with dual blades. But look at whatever the fuck she's wearing here. It doesn't meet in the middle. I am not an expert in women, but I would love someone to explain to me how you can be a sword fighter, run around with this, and look, it's wrapped around her neck. It's literally a guillotine. Like, it's a garrote. She runs too fast. The old boing boing happens. She's got to garrote herself. She's got to cut her own head off. Or you get the whole High School of the Dead animation, the bullet time. The bullet flies between you. While these tits move too fast, you're going to rip her head off. It's insane. And why is the sword? I get, oh, she has to wear few clothes of mobility, but love of God, why, how does this work? They must be glued on. And this just, I don't know why it just perplexes me so much, the female form. It's just, I don't understand how you could have this literally stuck to each tit and wrapped around your neck. It really unnecessarily bothered me. Anyway, what else have you got? So you've got Atalia here, and then look, we've got this lady here. She wants to be in a party. It's like, oh, well, I'm only I can't really get level 18, but I'm struggling to find a party. Oh, look, this party level 40s want to bring me along. Oh, look, are they the same guys from the sketchy, with the police warnings about they're inviting young ladies down to the dungeon to do things to them? Why, yes, it is. So is Dennis going to stop her? No. Does Dennis decide, she needs to learn a lesson on her own? Then afterwards, Dennis like, actually, maybe I shouldn't let her go down to the dungeon and learn that lesson. I'm going to wear a paper bag and go rescue her because I'm level 99. And then what's this? Do we have another girl who works in a black company and he's going to help her with a contract? Why, yes, we do. Do we have the little mage boy here? Now, the little mage boy is a little bit special because what happens to him in episode 3 was incredibly emotional and the highlight of the show. It's the only reason I carried on watching it. I'll be honest, if episode 3 hadn't happened and there's a massive revelation, and the cocky little boy learns a lesson, and it's actually incredibly sad about how he learns it. He's going to be the greatest wizard ever. And actually, what happened to him in the thing is, I might not be the greatest wizard ever, but I can definitely, I'm going to be the greatest wizard ever to be the strongest. And actually, then he actually gets a real motivation. I'm going to become the strongest wizard ever. So what happened in that dungeon never has to happen to someone else ever again. And he gets a much better motivation, and he gets stronger for it. He learns a lesson. That's it. That's an overview of the anime. So this is incredibly formulaic. As I said, it's the strongest party member gets kicked out of the party, buys an impoverished noble girl who's being sold into slavery and uses up all his money, and then a bunch of sketchy guys. Episode 3 is a big improvement on the Black Company girl. So this is a seasonal minus, quite possibly. I'm pushing it into seasonal because of episode 3, but again, one of the really interesting things I find is actually reading the reviews out loud really changed my opinion. What I've just read says this is a seasonal minus. There's one good episode, and the rest of it's pretty mid and mild. I don't think there's... I'll be honest, I think you should watch it just to understand how Sword Girl's bra thing works and explain it to me in the comments. Other than that, there's an episode 3, there's no reason to watch it. Am I going to say, well, there's one good episode, you should watch this? No. Maybe watch up to episode 3 if you want to see a really good third episode, then just stop watching it. Other than that, there's no reason to recommend this. Okay, Dan Da Dan Season 2. Did you watch Dan Da Dan Season 1? Yes. Okay, watch Season 2. That was really easy. Thank you for coming to this talk. So, the introduction. So, the only downside is the original introduction was by Creepy Nuts. It's incredible. Dan Da Dan Da Dan Da Dan. I can't sing, as you can tell. Dan Da Dan Da Dan Da Dan 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 Dan. Anyway, I apologise. Let's not deviate here. So this opening's still good. It's fun, it's fast-paced. I don't think it goes hard and fast enough, or is heavy enough with the vibe they're going for, but it's good. I do miss Creepy Nuts, and the ending is perfect. This is a summer anime outro. It feels like the last day of school. It's vibrant, it's fun, it's partying. This is a summer outro. I don't know if it's the best fit for a dorkier, more night-focused season. However, I'm all about it. There's a lot of strong, vibrant colours at night as well. I think it just really adds to the pep. Okay, the artwork of this is absolutely elite. I mean, I'm pretty sure they absolutely cooked with this. Season 1 wasn't meant to be a big deal, but the way the anime was adapted was incredible, and it absolutely kicked off. This is one of those times, I mean, you've got so many high-quality action scenes. There's full animation. It's fluid. There's full colour. There's incredible detail. There's not just backgrounds. There's fully destructive, immersive 3D environments they're fighting through. And the VA work is phenomenal as well. I love Momo's VA. And there's also great use of background music and BGM for real high-quality production. Like, they haven't dropped production quality between Season 1 and Season 2. And where they decided to get this production quality from in the first place, I don't know. This is a pretty mid manga, apparently. From everything I've heard, this wasn't doing amazing, and they decide, well, what if we did it incredible? And then it became a juggernaut. This, I hope, is going to be the next wave of big shonen stuff. I'm really hoping this keeps up like this. So follow them from Season 1, more of the same good eating. There's phenomenal character development and progression between Okuran and Momo. So Okuran and Gigi as well make friends. And there's the other girl and Turbo Granny, Turbo Baba. I mean, she's fun too. So what I really love is Momo and Okuran can trust each other. They're the scene where Okuran can save Momo so she can escape and either get help and stuff. And he says, right, well, I can't save both of us, but I can save you and you can go and get help. And she's not like, oh, I can't leave you behind. It's like she completely trusts him to look after Gigi and hold his own ground till she can come back with help. And by the same thing as well, Okuran completely trusts that she'll come back and help him. So I love the character development and trust between the two. And also Gigi and Okuran as well. Okuran hasn't had a lot of friends. And there's a plot reason where people are, someone's quizzing him about what he knows about Gigi. And actually, because he's actually good friends with him, he's able to answer the quiz. Actually, Gigi's shocked, like, oh, wow, you know so much stuff about me. Yeah, we're friends, aren't we? And it's just really touching and heartwarming. Okuran's really improving as a person. And in his monster form, he's like, right, things have happened. I need to get stronger. Again, instead of just being, I want to be strong, it's I need to be stronger for this reason. This is my motivation. This is what I want to achieve. I might get, and it still steps. The other really important thing as well is when he's in his human form, which is weak, even if he can't do anything or win the fight, so I'm not going to wait to be rescued by Momo. She's busy. Even if I just crawl away so I can rescue myself and so she can carry on fighting and doesn't have to protect me, that's an improvement. I just really love how much he's grown as a character and as a person across the two series. He's found his spine. He has found a motivation. He's found a cause to fight for, which is wonderful. So there is controversy. I will quickly address it. Well, no. Actually, first of all, what am I thinking of this? So I give you the warning. I think this is worth watching. There is a caveat that I need to explain, but first of all, I think this is almost a must-watch. Is it a must-watch or a worth watching? I think it's... Okay, the caveat is why it's worth watching. I think it's really good. I look forward to it every week. Is it a must-watch? Is this breaking new ground? Maybe. Maybe it's a must-watch. We're right on this. Is it a must? Is it... It's a juggernaut. It's breaking new ground. It's got wonderful animation. It's got a great storyline, apart from episode 1 of season 1. Okay. This is your trigger warning for it. And this is why you might want to watch episode 1. Momo's a girl. She's targeted because she's a girl. There are aliens that are going to assault her because she's a girl. Is this a good thing? No. Do bad things happen to the aliens? Yes. Does she fight all the way? Yes. Is it glorified? Not particularly. But I understand some people don't like it and it might upset some people. You can just start from episode 2. The problem is this is a manga. To sell your manga, sometimes you need a shocking first scene. Is it great? No. Is it what it is? Yes. Do you see that in Western books as well, where they have an extreme first chapter or first page, whatever, to draw the reader in? Yes. So I know people said it's a weird Japanese thing. It's not. It's just a standard thing in books and fiction. Sometimes you need an extreme first page to draw people in. Here's what it is. If you're worried about the assault of the girl, it doesn't actually happen, but they're trying to make it happen. Skip episode 1, go straight to episode 2. It didn't particularly bother me. It's just something you should be aware of. And that's probably what drops it. It puts it on the line. But after that, it's a bit like Goblin Slayer. You have one dark episode and then it's back to fun. Again, I don't think it actually matches. The whole tone of the show is different to that. It's much more fun. I mean, you literally saw in the picture, they're fighting Godzilla It's not the Godzilla, but it's a kaiju like Godzilla. They're fighting in the middle of the street. The best thing as well, the end of episode 24, flashes back and it goes full circle with the start of episode 1. So I thought it's really good and fun. But if you don't like it, just skip episode 1 and just watch 23 episodes. Must watch. Am I saying this is a generational anime? Yeah, I think this is almost. I feel I'm putting too much in the must watch. Definitely transformative. And again, this is close incredible shoujo. I mean, I love Dress Up Darling. It's hard. At the end of the day, I've given you my opinion. This is just a tier list. Where I put it doesn't really matter anywhere near as much as what I'm telling you. Okay, Dr. Stone, Science Future, Core 2. Okay, the opening to this is an absolute banger, and it goes hard. It gets me excited for the show every week, and it also does a great job of selling the show's unique art style as well. Encourage you to watch it from the playlist. The outro. This grows on me as the season went on. I at first hated it. Having seen the content of the season, the direction they went with, it makes total sense. It's sad, it's dark, and it really, once you've seen it, you understand the sacrifices Senku's had to make. So, if you know, you know. Art is still elite, really detailed, but again, they focus on incredibly high detailed, semi-static things. That's the art style. They don't want high, it's not meant to be a high velocity action, it's meant to be at the science and incredible detail. So I love the art style of it. And again, I used to love how evil they made the main characters. You had Gen, you had Senku, rah, 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 doing their, and Chrome, all doing their crazy evil laugh. You get less of that this season because they have a true near peer, or even a stronger peer they're fighting against, and suddenly, and I think they're more. I'm not going to say either side is evil, but if you had to say one's good and one evil, you can definitely see why the other side is closer to evil, whilst not necessarily being evil. We don't need to go too much into detail about that, though, because that would be a spoiler. The other thing that takes a little bit of a backseat, there's still science in this. There's less science because we're getting more advanced. What we're trying to do now is more advanced. It's not the fun like we're just going to make nitric acid. The next season we're making rocket engines, or we made a stealth ship this season. So, again, you can't have the fun of showing the whole process, and we need to stir up the pace a little bit as well. So there's a little bit less science, a little bit less fun. It's really getting to, it's growing. We're getting to a climax. So that's what's going on with that. It's also been running for a fairly long time, 6 years. It's done very well. It's quite a good pace. We've had 3 seasons and 3 OVAs. So we had a 24 episode season, a 11 episode season, another 24. So in 6 years, that's a pretty good turnout. And they've done a great job making the characters unique and memorable. That's why I think they've done really well. You got, Genos here, and you got Senku here. All the characters look unique, and I'm someone that struggles with names and the amount of anime I watch, which character's which. This has been going 6 years, and I know which character's which. And they do a great job of having an A plot and a B plot, and the support characters, sometimes they're in the A plot, and then they'll rotate it, and they'll be in the B plot. They do a great job of rotating the support characters, so they're always involved, and you know who is who and who does what. They have slowed down as well. That's the other thing as well. You only got, in the first half of this court, 1 new character, and the second half of the court, 1 new character. I think the weakness as well is the new character they put in both calls, really, but especially the second half. They're kind of a plot device. They don't get a lot of time and a lot of intro. They just sort of come in, they do their thing in the plot, they go. You don't really get to know them like you did all the other characters. So that is a bit of a shame. But again, they do a great job of managing the characters. So the anime's really grown up as well. If you know, you know. But definitely, now Senku's fighting a near peer, it's a bit like, it's like anything. This is meant to be, Science Future is meant to be a war. And when you're fighting someone much weaker than you, you don't have a lot to lose. When you're fighting someone at least as strong or stronger than you, you can't have it all your own way. You're going to have to sacrifice and lose something. And this is the first time Senku's having to decide what or who do I keep and protect, and what or who do I sacrifice and give away. And it definitely gets, you think they won't do this. This is a fun anime. And suddenly, they do that, do they? So it gets, I wouldn't say dark, but darker. They all go to places you didn't think they were going to go. So where am I going to put this? Oops, I accidentally dragged me over a little bit instead of just binning the file. So where do I think this sits? I think this is a worthwhile watch. It's a good anime. You always worry that anime will drop off over time. Well, I think when we've got 80 plus episodes in 6 years, we can say it's good. It's safe. This is good. I mean, I don't know how it's going to end, and we still have one more season, Rocket Engine or whatever it's called. Well, they go to the moon, but so far so good. Now I'm saying you have to rush back and watch it. No, I think it's a good anime though and worth watching. And you don't have to watch it all in one go. I watch a lot of anime. Not everyone has the time to watch 3 anime a day. There's 80 episodes. Watch, 1 a day. You'll do it in a couple of months. Watch 1 a week and you'll get through it in a year and a half. Don't have to watch it, but I think this is nearly complete and I think it's actually worth going back and watching. Just one more little thing to add about Dr. Stone. The OVAs are not optional. They're really important. They normally are the go-between between one arc and the next. So if you do watch it, make sure you watch the OVAs in sequence because they are vital to enjoying it. Wow. Okay. Thank goodness. I was worried we were doing a little too well here. Now we have solo camping for 2. What a beautiful scene. The introduction, very laid back. It's natural. It's bright. You know, you think, oh, this is going to be a nice camping slice of life. You know, I'm going to learn about camping, and it's going to be a nice anime where I learn about camping. Unfortunately, I think they put the entire budget into the opening. So the outro, I literally have no notes, and not in the good way. It was just stuff. Okay, the art style, it's weak. Like, lots of sitting talking. So like 10-15 minutes we're sat in a chair talking with just the mouth moving, and even the backgrounds are very, this is a done extra, but a lot of the backgrounds are just sort of blurry shapes and stuff. It is very, very static, low quality background. It's very weak. I like camping. I thought this would be fun. We'll learn a bit about camping. It's another one of these, the mangaka has a hobby, we're going to learn about it. And it's going to be pretty, it's fun, it's going to be a nice slice of life. I honestly couldn't enjoy this. So solo camping for 2. The name's an oxymoron, isn't it? You've got Gen over here. He likes solo camping. He's a salary man. He works hard during the week. At the weekend, he likes to decompress by going camping on his own and just chilling out. What have you got here? You have Shizuki. She's a girl. She decides she wants to try camping. So she saw it one time and she tits up camping. So the first time they meet, they're at a campsite. Gen's chilling out. Shizuki gets there late and the office is closed. She hasn't got a tent. She's like, please look after me, help me. And poor Gen, he's like, I just tries to get away with it. Like, in the end, he's like, no, I've got to be responsible. Fine, you can sleep in my tent overnight and I'll sleep in my camping chair. Very generous offer. Now, she does make him breakfast in the morning. That's nice. And he's a bit, he's cutting his nose to spite his face. I don't want the breakfast from you. I want to be left alone. Enjoy the breakfast, Gen. However, you're largely in the right here. So obviously, after the first time camping, she's like, now you can teach me about camping. He's like, I don't want to. I want to solo camp. And that's the whole thing. He keeps trying to go camping on his own. She keeps chasing him down and eventually breaks him down. Right, teach me how to camp. So they go camping together and he's like, right, I'll show you how to camp this one time, then leave me alone. And of course, it goes like that. And then what happens at the end of it? Great, let's go camping again. I don't want to. And everyone sees him as the bad guy. It's like, oh, you just got to chase him down, break him down. You keep at it, he'll want to hang out with you. The poor guy's a salary man. He just wants to chill out the weekend on his own. He doesn't want to have to babysit. And I know the whole point is that's how they teach you about camping. He begrudgingly shows her things. It's just harassment. We've met people like this, like, oh, Billy, no, it's such a loner. What are you doing on your own? Why do you want to be at home on your own? Come out, party with us. Like, no. Sometimes my happy place is being on my own and decompressing. So I found it a very stressful and difficult watch. And actually, I dropped it. I found she was so annoying and pushy and nasty. And again, there's not anything redeeming. The production quality is through the floor. She's not a horrible person, but the way they make her just, again, it's the reverse trope, isn't it? Just keep pursuing this guy and eventually he'll give you what you want. Oh, that's the other one as well. How does she pressure him into coming camping with her? Oh, if I go on my own and something terrible happens to me because you refuse to come and look after me, everyone will hate you and it'll be all your fault, it'll be in your conscience if I get injured. It's like, no, you're an adult. You be responsible for your own well-being. Don't blame some poor guy you just ran into and saying, if I get hurt camping because you didn't chaperone me, it's your fault. Just nasty, and I couldn't enjoy it at all. So I think you've already figured out where I'm putting this. Honestly, there is nothing redeeming here. This is just crap animation and a crap story. It's an avoid. There's literally nothing here. Even the artwork, there's one intro. The intro, to be fair, if you watch the OP, that's a very nice opening. Watch that, and then that's it. That literally, it never gets better than there. The opening to the first episode was the high point, and from there, it's completely downhill. There's literally, it never gets better than the open introductory video. Okay, we're crack-a-lacking on here. So we've got Kaiju number 8. So again, this is the second season. What you notice here is you don't see Hibino Kafka. Where's Kaiju number 8? So, the opening music, very slow and abstract. It feels more like Ghost in the Shell. And I don't think this season really fits it. So it's the introspective, like here's a deconstruction, you deconstruct the person and reconstruct them. What really are you? Are you kaiju? Are you person? Now, if that was the theme of the season, this intro would make sense. Exploring Kafka's identity as human versus kaiju. However, that isn't even anywhere close to what the season's about. So what the intro sells you and what you get as a season are two alien concepts. They don't merge. It's not a great. They just don't merge. That could have been great, but they just are totally different concepts. The outro, it's an emotional piano soliloquy. Fits a more somber mood of war and loss and what you're fighting for. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I mean, this is a war, and they've taken casualties. People are getting hurt. I can see why that's sad. Now, the artwork's still great. There's a lot of detail in the character designs and backgrounds. The backgrounds are filled out. There's a lot of details and objects, unique settings, and it's very fluid battle as well. It's very high action, lots of speed, and environmental destruction. So the artwork's fine. The real weird thing here is this feels like a training arc. This feels like a filler training arc. We've had one whole season, and the second of 12 episodes, then this 12 episodes is a filler training arc. Why? I don't get it. So after a narrow victory in season 1, everyone's trained to be stronger for the next fight. So at the end, season 1, there's a lot of characters, and we build up the character relationships, and at the end, they're all split out. The main cast is all split out to different areas, so all the main cast is split up. And then for this season, some of that main cast comes back. Some of them we see glimpses of. And there's a whole other glut of new people. There's so many people in this anime. Why did we have a season 1 and introduce a bunch of characters that we now don't see anymore, and we see a whole bunch of new characters? There's nothing wrong with the new characters. There's just so many characters. And I get it. We had chemistry from other characters. We just lost. All the setup they did in season 1 seems to have gone. Not all of it, most of it. Now we've got season 2. We've done another bunch of setup. So when are we getting the payoff from the setup? What else have we got? Oh, Kafka gets, Hibino Kafka does get some development, but so does his old cleaning crew. Like, what are we doing here, guys? And actually, do you know who this anime seems to be about? Shinomiya. We learn about her childhood. We learn about her father. We learn about her mother. We learn about her motivations. We learn about her childhood. But she's not meant to be the main star of the show, so why are we learning so much about her? And then we have, like this. This isn't Kafka. The promotion material is about a different person, despite Kafka being Kaiju 8 and what the anime is about. So, okay, so I liked season 1. Did I enjoy season 2? I found myself zoning out and not watching it. Is it perfectly cromulent anime? Yeah. But a cromulent anime is not what we're expecting, is it? It's very much a seasonal. It's gone downhill. Maybe another season will get payoff for two seasons of setup and it'll grow into it. But all I feel like is we got set up, then we had a filler training arc. When's my payoff? Yeah, that's really, I can't understand what happened here. Okay, long title alert. I was reincarnated as a 7th prince so I can take my time perfecting my magical abilities. Okay, I wasn't going to watch it this season. This is one of those animes, it had one season, O-powered isekai anime. One and done, right? Well, as I said, I dropped a few things this season. I had a bit of time in here, and one day I was just sitting there like, do you know what, I'll watch it. So, first off, the opening. It's fun. It's a fun opening. It's bright, it's sparkly, it's colourful. It really fits this anime. Look at it, bright, colourful, sparkly. Fun. Outro, it's really cute, and it slows down. Again, there's a lot of action. It slows right down. And you remember, actually, he's only a kid, so it's cute, and they're all sleeping in bed, and it's just being, oh yeah, this is fun. Okay. There's accusations of lollybait here. The clothes are on. Nothing untoward happens, so I think it's just the artist's style. He likes drawing people cute. And if we're going to say cute is lollybait, I mean, it's pseudo-Western medieval world. I mean, even in the 60s in, like, England, like, boys and girls would have christening dresses. So, not cross-dressing, but having more fluffy, ruffled, this sort of style. Yeah, I mean, they even called boys knave girls. Knave girl was a boy, so I'm not saying this is historically accurate in any way. However, I think people getting, calling this almost, pornography. I hate how I have to say that word. I apologise. Really? Like, if this is what you're considering, I have concerns if you're saying this is of that nature. Anyway, that's the caveat. What do I think about it, though? So, what happens in Season 1? A commoner dies, and he's incredibly skilled. He's worked hard, he's skilled in magic, but because he's a commoner, he just doesn't have the magical capacity, the mana capacity. He's reincarnated. Is a noble, and the 7th noble at that, 7th prince, so he's not really in the line of succession, so he can just go around and do his hobbies again. Isn't this a peak male fantasy? I've worked hard at my hobby, and I've got the time and the money to just go do my hobby and have fun. So this is incredibly surprising. I mean, the backgrounds are good, the anime is good, it's cute and colourful art, it's fluid, and the backgrounds move, And sometimes a little bit simplified, but it's done really well. And sometimes you're fighting with magic and there's 100 objects on screen being thrown at you. They've animated 100 swords or whatever to be attacked at him in acceptable levels of detail. And explosions stuff. And again, there's sometimes the animation is a bit simple because it's done well and they've got choreography and they've kept up the pace and stuff. You don't notice the simple bits. I'm noticing it because I'm sitting there writing a report and stopping it and doing freeze frames and stuff. But actually, it's pretty decent. I said I slept on this. This is a junk food. This is your McDonald's, your KFC, whatever. This is a guilty pleasure. Can't watch loads of these. This is particularly well done. The season 1 ended at a great point. I thought season 2 wasn't quite as good. It's a little bit more. I don't know. Season 1 was your junk food. They've tried a bit hard. They've tried to make it a bit more serious. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's still got the fun of it. I want to learn holy magic. Okay, I'm going to bust through the dimensions, go up to heaven, beat the absolute snot out of an angel till he teaches me holy magic. That's fun. Oh, look, all these demons are being reincarnated, or they're pretending to be demons. Well, yeah, by the way, the demon you're pretending to be, he's here. This is my buddy, the demon you're pretending to be. Oh, no. It's fun. And yeah, they fight. They fight like the church and stuff. Isn't this good fun? So, again, it's all about it's massive of magic, and I love, he gets his allies in. So we see people coming back from season 1, so he made friendships, we're reapplying them. It's a little slower pace than season 1, but again, I think we're actually setting up for a decent story, or at least we're making a serious go of this anime. So, honestly, peak male fantasy. Silly, goofy adventures, massively overpowered, having the time, the money, and the energy, and the friends to do what you want. What's there not to love here? It's good, clean fun. It doesn't really, I mean, there is a magic system, but again, it's a fun magic system. It's like, they're the rough, woolly rules for it. It's just a bit of power scaling. This is meant to be a power fantasy, but again, we don't have to worry about, seriousness. It's just meant to be fun. Nothing's, the fights are a little drawn out, a little slower, because again, they're a little slower because they want to show off the magic massive thing. It's not like we're yapping the whole fight. It's so they can show off all these. He actually drags out the fight to see people's magic more. That's his whole thing. So actually, they're making their life harder by making the fights longer and more animated. So actually, the fights are drawn out, but for the opposite reason to normal, so they can do more magic. So yeah, we have to pretend, And again, he has the thing of he doesn't want to have his leisure time interrupted. So it's like he disguises himself, or his allies disguise themselves as like travelling warriors or whatever. So nobody realizes it's him, and he actually ends up in the royal line of succession. It's always just fun. Sometimes you want a KFC or a McDonald's, and this is that anime. It's a particularly good one as well. It's like when you go to you get a pizza or whatever. It's like sometimes you get a really good pizza. Sometimes you go to the pizza shop and you want your junk food, and it's like Sometimes you get it's piping hot, it's just been fresh made, the cheese is melted perfectly. This is exactly what I wanted when I needed it. It's fun and it's engaging. I look forward to this every week. I think I started from about episode 7, so for like a month and a bit, I was like, great, I want to wait for this. I'm really excited to see this. So it's good, clean fun, and yeah, it's a really good palate cleanser. So do I think you need to watch this? Absolutely not. Do you want something fun? Yeah, this is a seasonal plus. It stands above other stuff. I don't think it's an amazing anime or anything particularly special, but it was fun. And again, that's the whole point of anime. It should be fun. This is entertainment, even if I'm taking it a little too seriously. Okay, Sword of the Demon Hunter. I'm not going to spend too long on this because again, this is a double-length season. So we saw it last season, and this is the second half now. And what did I say? So it's an interesting concept. I really liked how season 1 they did a double-length first episode to get the pacing set up, and it fits into an all 12-episode timeline. I thought it was a fun, funky intro, bit slap bass and stuff. Does that fit a more serious anime? I'm not sure. And again, it's gone. Oh, is it serious? It seems to be a more serious seinen, drama. Again, I like some of the designs. It's quite nice artwork, but that really fell off a cliff later on. So one of the big problems I had is a lot of the female leads look really similar, and it can be really hard. Again, I'm not great at names, but when they're all meant to be dressed in the same, style, it gets really hard to pick out who's who and understand. Same with the samurai as well. Several of the samurai, like I get the samurai and the shop clerk confused because they look the same. So that's a failing of the anime. If I can't pick out who your characters are and understand who's talking to each other, that's not great. So I did have a thing. I circled this in green. Second season will make or break. I think it will fail, and this did fail, unfortunately. It went from worth watching at the start of season 1 to really a seasonal at the end, and again, maybe even a seasonal minus. I think because it started off really good and it ended up at probably seasonal minus, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt and chuck it in seasonal. As I said, I wouldn't bother going back and watching it. Like, I suppose it was completely mid-anime. There was, possibly even seasonal minus, and we'll get to that. So, what's happening? So as it went on, occasionally I worked out a few things on towards the end. We worked out who some of the main female leads are. But again, there's other characters that aren't in it as often, and every time they come back, like, who the hell is this? I don't know who they are. Why are they here? And it starts off really great, pretty scenery. I love the historical setting in the scenery, great detail. It's really attractive and detailed art style, and lots of detail to fill the space. More than you normally see. Really strong start, and something's gone really wrong. So it's a really melancholy outro with historic natural scenery, just juxtaposed against a modern vocal and beat to reflect the time transition, because this moves from across 150 years. That's something I found really weird. We were back in time, and suddenly, for like 5 minutes, we're going to do a scene of him in the Combini 150 years in the future. But I don't understand why, because we're telling a story, and I get if there's flash forward and flash back, but I didn't understand the purpose of the flash forward. That's the thing. What are we doing? Are we flashing forward? Or are we flashing back? I don't understand what's going on here or the purpose of it. Also, I know it's meant to be an anime over 150 years. Yeah, I just don't get it. And it takes you out the moment as well. Oh, we're just having a demon fight 150. Oh, we're in the Combini, and there's a new. And okay, here's his friend in the Combini. And again, he's meant to be a 150-year-old man. He's hanging out with high school girls. It's fine because I get it's anime and stuff. But why are we introducing her here? And then we might not see her for 8 episodes. Then we do another flash forward. And again, it's just going to Combini. I don't understand what the flash forward is achieving here. Like, I get you can have time hopping, but it doesn't make any sense for this anime. And then it really goes downhill from like sort of 21, 22. They seem to have run out of time and budget, and the animation is like, okay, we're in a room, the floor is brown. And I don't mean like, I mean literally they've coloured the floor a single block of brown and the wall is purple. That's it. Yeah, how bad you're thinking. It's not like a smudgy brown. It's literally like you've gone in MS Paint and clicked fill all. And again, they're not. And again, we've run out of things, so we're just going to show the guy's knees, and he's going to talk for 5 minutes because we can't animate the face. Or there's genuinely scenes where they're talking and they haven't even managed to animate the faces. So the last 4 episodes fell off a cliff in terms of animation. They ran out of time and budget. They just didn't animate them. And there's still bits they've animated, like fights and stuff. There's whole talking scenes where they just didn't animate them to try and make it in time. And when was the strength of the anime was its animation, and that was probably its main strength. Losing that is game over, isn't it? That's abysmal. I got bored and I just didn't want to watch it. I got to the end because we'd sort of, started it, but I was bored out of my mind. Can I recommend this? This is, I said it's hard. I mean, we could chuck it in a seasonal minus. So I think on average it's a seasonal. It starts worth watching. Double length first episode, really interesting, complex. Then we get the weird flash forwards. It would drop into a seasonal plus, and then its strength with its artwork, and that falls off dramatically. And I don't know who the characters are. And like, we've got 24 episodes, and as I said, I barely made it to the end. It's sunk cost fallacy. I shouldn't have even bothered finishing it. I was really bored. I tend to have it on the background. I couldn't pay attention. I was bored. So how can I even say it's average? Like, average animes I can watch. Was it as good as any of these ones here? No, actually. All these were better. All of these I still, apart from maybe Gachakuta, I'm watching it, and I was a bit on No Freaking Way, but this wasn't air. It's like I actively didn't want to watch it. It's not even that I was distracted. It's like I just didn't want to watch it. Like, it wasn't like, I could have it in the background. This is just, and it's complex as well. There's just nothing to sell you on this anime. I'm sorry. Okay, Summer Pockets. This will be really quick as well. It's another double length, 24 episodes, back to back. It's meant to be 26 episodes. Really cute art. Look how cute they all are. I don't know what this little creature is here, but he's cute too. So, I did say when I originally reviewed it last time, why is it released in spring, not summer? It's a double-length season, so it went over both. Great. Was it seinen? A bit of coming of age? Maybe. But then you have this character here who talks in baby talk, and it's like, well, this is meant to be an older, more seinen anime, but then you got the baby talk, and it's like, oh, I don't know here. And it starts really strong. They're looking for the pirate ship, and there's weird time travel things and souls leaving bodies and stuff. And they're going on an adventure, and it's really fun. We're hunting for a pirate ship into the cove, and it's really, really fun. And then it just gets weaker. And then the next arc, again, there's lots of 4-episode arcs, and so I said, I'm going to try and watch a couple more episodes. I barely got to the end of it last season. I was hanging in there. And I watched 3 more episodes, like, I'm just so bored. It's a shame. It started off really fun. I think the problem is with this anime where you have this character, you have a character, and you complete their arc, and they leave, and you get a new character. So you got the main character, but then you get another set of characters, and you complete their arc, and they leave. You just get attached to one, they get rid of them. It just really, it just falls off hard. So I wanted to enjoy it, and I really thought it'd be fun. And I thought it'd be better than it was, but every week arc just got weaker. So we're going to put in this again. It's probably a seasonal minus, I think. I mean, you could watch it. It's not unwatchable. Is it a seasonal? Well, again, my criteria is, could I be bothered to watch it? No. Is it watchable? Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's a full time killer. I mean, if time killer almost feels bad, but again, there's no reason to recommend it. So I guess, yeah, it's a seasonal minus. Okay, we got Clavitas now. Or Clevitas. So the opening, this is the music to open anime with. J-rock, J-metal. Look, it's a war. You've got a hero. We're going to have pumping music to set you up for battle. Great. The edit, the outro, it's not lo-fi, but it's that kind of feel. It feels like reflection after defeat, thinking how to move forward, etc. So what do I think of the art? Medium, average, medium detail. It's a bit dirtier and grittier, as you can see here. This isn't the actual art style, but again, it's grittier and dirtier. It is modern, but it reminds me of an older art style. It feels like, it feels like modern art, but with an older flair to it. So maybe it's an older adaptation. I don't know enough about it, but it felt a bit like that. Backgrounds are fine. They have cut the backgrounds a little bit. They're not the most interesting or good, but they've got some fairly decent action sequences as well. So they've cut a bit of the background to have more involved action. When you're a fighting anime or a battle anime, it was not a battle anime, it's fighting, it's a hero and stuff. Yeah, I get you need to cut a bit of background so you have better action. Fine. Lots of sword fighting and magic. There's water splashing, dust being kicked up, buildings destruction. So that's where they've cut background to have more fighting. So, if your worldview is humans breaking out of the central continent, that's not what it's called, but I'm giving you the idea here. And then they come up against the four, beast north, east, south, west. The cardinal points. You've got great beasts that rule over the magic beasts in their domain. Okay, well the humans attack them to try and break out. Okay, are you on the side of humans, the great beasts? And the heroes. What if the heroes don't win? What if the heroes are defeated? Yeah, and the great beasts, are they evil for fighting back? To protect their subjects? I mean, where does humanity fit? Humanity's never been under the subjugation of the magical beasts. Maybe they should be. Maybe they should be wiped out. The magical beasts have left them alone. The humans have kind of left them alone. Now it's come to a head. Or are humans that different to beasts? And also, what's magic? Where does it come from? Why does it come out of rocks? And again, to learn more about humans, it's a bit the classic trope. Clevitas, the beast here, is going to raise a small human. And he's just, you're a woman. There you go. Raise a child for me. You're a hero. I captured you. We're going to travel around. We're going to learn about humans. How can I decide what to do with humans without learning about them? And also, where did this magic come from? Because I don't know anything. Clevitas, I don't know anything about this magic. Well, this isn't the natural order of things. So that's interesting, what's going on there. And that's really the anime. It's a dark fantasy, and it blows hot and cold. Some weeks are great. I eagerly awaited the Wednesday. Especially towards the end, we're having some big epic fights, because I think the big epic fights might have been a bit of a letdown. They didn't. Well, no, the big epic fight wasn't a letdown, but it never happened when I thought it to. Again, that's the problem. It blows hot and cold, right? Next week, we're going to have the exciting. Oh, no, it's not the exciting episode they foreshadowed last week. It's a different. Oh, but next week, they did no foreshadowing, so it is the big fight that I was expecting. So the pacing, even not the pacing, it's just they're foreshadowing and what they're selling. It's a bit hot and cold. Some weeks are good, some weeks are bad. So average seasonal. Some were good, some were bad. It almost feels like a prequel. It actually genuinely feels more like a prequel. We've got this to set up what's going on, and actually everything from this point onwards, from the first major battle, and we've set the scenery of what is magic's a mystery. It's this new thing. We've seen the powers of magic. This feels like a prequel to set you up to actually go on. If there's a season 2, I'll give it a go. Maybe I wasn't 100% on this, but someone recommended it to me. Season 2 will be a make or break. If season 2 builds on this and feels more like an anime or a complete thing, yes. If season 2 continues to feel a bit like a prequel, then no. So what we're going to do with Clevitas, right now whacking it in seasonal. I need more data. This in itself wasn't good, wasn't bad. It needs more material to go one way or the other. I can't tell at this point. Also, Neru is a sweetheart and I love her, and she must be protected at all costs. That's my opinion on Clevitas. She's my favourite character. Here's free anime. So, City the Animation, from the creator of Nichijou. I wanted to love this. I expected to love this. The humour, the gag humour, the random everyday happenings, they're absolutely on point. But I watched a couple of episodes, I couldn't get over the art style. As you see, City the Animation. It's a comic that has been animated. Is this an anime? Technically, yes. But it doesn't feel like anime style. And I like anime. Didn't like the animation. Personal preference. It just feels like Nichijou, but I didn't like the animation. I love anime for the art. This is like a comic book. Nothing wrong with that, not my cup of tea. So 100% understand and support what they did with it. It's a creative choice. I've got nothing against it personally. It just didn't appeal to me. And again, if you like Nichijou because you don't know what's coming next and it's the gag humour, it's fun, give this a go. I think it's not. I mean, Nichijou was incredible. You can't hit that heights 2 in a row. It's still good. If you can't get over the art style, it's not for you. That's fine. Where am I going to put this? I think it's actually still good. So I'm going to put it in the seasonal. It's gag humour. You know, I mean, it's, unlike Nichijou where you keep going back and watching it again and again, I think this is a one shot. It's just, you know, Nichijou did it perfectly. This can't do it. You can't top Nichijou. It's still good, but I can't get over the art style. So for me, I have to put it in seasonal. I just didn't watch enough. Didn't enjoy it. Okay, so our next quick fire round is Panty and Stocking. Sorry, new Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. They've taken the Nintendo DS route of new console, new Panty and Stocking. Okay, would you believe Panty and Stocking came out 15 years ago? I would, because it shows. So, just as if I didn't look animation, look at this. This is ugly animation. Why do I watch anime and not a lot of Western cartoons? This is why this is ugly. It's unique, distinctive art style, fine. Absolutely not what I like, though. I want pretty anime. It's nice, bright colour and stuff. Not what I wanted. The other thing I found as well is... have I outgrown the humour? I mean, I probably watched it more like 10 years ago. I didn't watch the original one when it came out. I watched it a bit later. I was too young for it when it first came out. But watching this one here, it's like, oof. Why after 15 years did this need a reboot? It wasn't funny. Well, no, it was. It was really funny when I first watched it, like a decade ago. But now, either I've outgrown the humour, or after 15 years, this crude humour is not funny anymore. It's a similar problem I had with Konosuba. I don't know if I've outgrown the humour, or in the sort of 10, 15 years since I last saw it, this just isn't funny in 2025. So, you know, you could have brought back No Game, No Life. That could have been redone. Why are we bringing back this after 15 years? Why? Yeah, season 1 did okay, but it was dead and buried. It was done. There was no need to bring this back. So, honestly, this is a void run. It's not a run. I mean, if you like it, I'm not going to yuck your yum. However, not for me, and I can't see a reason. Okay, the end is nigh here. This is our last of our quick fire round. Reborn as a vending machine. I now wander the dungeon. Season 2. Why couldn't this have stayed as a single season? Season 1 was a phenomenal parody of the isekai genre of, you know, the guy loves vending machine. He's driving behind a truck. The vending machine falls off, hits him, knocks him off a mountain and kills him. He's reincarnated as a vending machine in another world. People put money in. He turns it into magic. He gives them goods. It's a classic. Oh, you're in the middle of a dungeon. Cha-ching, here comes out your water bottle or your ready meal and stuff. Very convenient. And as he gets more points, he can turn into different vending machines. And that's his unique power. Goes through the dungeon, you know, using his points to change to different vending machines to help people in situations. As a single season parody, very good parody. Very funny. Decent anime as a parody. The problem is it's got a season 2 and it stopped being a parody. It's taking itself a bit too seriously now. And I know the author loves vending machines. I know Japan loves vending machines. It's internationally famous for its vending machines, you know, or infamous, depending on where you sit. And in 2023, this is an absurd satire of the oversaturated isekai genre. And season 1 actually still holds up. I think actually season 1's worth a watch. Go watch season 1. It's a good parody. And just don't pretend season 2 doesn't exist. Because there's no need for a second season. 1 was funny. You know, it's not funny the second time. It's a victim of its own success. Yeah. Not good. Even worse, there's confirmed season 3. Why? I mean, the season 1 got 6.4 on Mal. This has got a 6.5. It's actually somehow more popular than season 1, but also a lot less reviews. Why are we getting a third season? This junk. There's so many other things. I mean, Rent a Girlfriend got a 5th season. Lump it in with that. Why? Why is crap like this getting a third season? Again, bring back No Game, No Life season 2. Why is this bump getting another season? Although, on the plus side, and the other thing is they get loopholes. Like, the mangaka is running out of things that vending machines can do. So it's like, well, we better teach him to talk, and, you know, or we can turn him into a tire pump or a balloon vending machine. Because if, you know, you put money into a tire air pressure pumps, I guess, or a petrol pumps, I guess they're vending machines technically. When we get into the technicalities and trying to make him talk, and we're only on the 2nd season, and there's a 3rd season, you can see how badly this is doing. Although on the plus side, the Band of Gluttons made a return, and they're kind of cute. That was nice. So what are we going to do with this? Oh, this is really easy. Run. Pretend it doesn't exist. Annihilate it from orbit. And especially, do not go near a third season. But yeah, run. Season 1's still a good parody. I think it's funny as a parody. Season 2 is too serious. They start taking it, run. Don't pass go. Don't stop for your £200. Run away. Now, good news. We are on to the final anime that I reviewed. It's a Demon Slayer film. Is it an anime film? Yes. Is it a seasonal anime? No, but I went and saw it in the cinema, and I've written 2 A4 pages of review, so you're here to hear it. Okay, what do I think of this? Okay, so music-wise, there's an epic film score over the introduction section. It feels more like a... So, what do I think of this? So, when I went and saw it in the cinema, there's an epic film score. When it starts, you've got all the film music coming in. It feels like a supportive film score rather than an intro. And same for the outro as well. It feels like a film score. It doesn't feel like an intro and outro. The art is elite. It's as good as it gets. Demon Slayer is known for its high-quality art. And again, this is a cinematic release. It takes it up another notch. This is incredible. And it looks amazing on the big screen as well. This is wonderful to see in cinemas or on a big screen. Really plays, again, that plays to the strength of Demon Slayer, which is the art. Yeah, no notes on that. Film budget, wonderful. But now, with 4 seasons and 3 films deep, I think you know what you're getting into with Demon Slayer. This is always the strong point with the art, and the film plays to its strength. The fighting's phenomenal. Sometimes they do like to yap too much. They do the anime of, right, how much can we drag this fight out? Sometimes you need a variation in pace to keep it interesting. The fights are very well choreographed, but sometimes, can you just shut up and kill each other, please? Okay. So, the big problem with this is, as you can see here, look who's here. There's lots of people we're missing. So, there's 3 main fights in the film, so I'm going to give you as much of a spoiler-free summary as I can, but be aware there may be some mild spoilers. I mean, obviously they're going to fight demons. You get the idea they're going to kill some more demons in this thing, but there might be mild spoilers. So, obviously, I'm not going to tell you what happens with the Demon Slayers, but obviously I'm going to tell you who they fight, and you can presume they probably beat some of the people I talk about. So, read at your own thing. Listen at your own peril, but I will, every time I'm about to say who they're fighting, I will try and do a little spoiler warning. So, who comes back? Who's in this film? Okay, in Demon side, we've got another Upper 6. We've got the third Upper 6. We've got Upper 3, who we remember from the train arc, and we meet Upper 2 for the first time. Upper 1 is sort of there as a very background. We don't really see it. We've also got the Insect Hashira Shinobu. We've got the Water Hashira Giyu, and we've got Tanjiro, and then Zenitsu. So that's the main people. So you can see down the bottom, these are your main characters. And, the big faces are who's mainly there. Obviously, Demon Slayer has killed characters before, so you know some characters are going to die here. I'm not going to tell you which of the Demon Slayers die, but I'm going to talk about the demons they fight. So, fight 1. Upper 2 versus the Insect Hashira Shinobu. So this is a really good fight. It's a great backstory of Shinobu and her motivations, why she's the Insect Hashira, why Shitoko, why she wears a gown, her family and stuff. So that's really useful. You learn about her power, her motivation, his strict seal. That's nice. Again, this is quite at the start of the film, so I've got patience at this point. And there's a lot of different fighting techniques. That's the fun part. They're fighting in many different ways. The good balance of backstory and fighting. I don't like how they cut out of it. So they get about 3/4 of the way through the fight, then they cut out, and they come back way later in the film. I feel if you got that far into the fight and you're almost at the climactic moment, you actually lost the momentum by cutting it there. Yes, I know it's meant to be suspense, but what you've done is break the momentum. This was you've got a fight, you set it all up, and then you go away, and then you come back later, the momentum's gone. So I thought that was a miss. Also, this is against Upper 2. Okay, we don't really know anything about Upper 2. And we don't find out anything about Upper 2 in this film either. So we basically know nothing about Upper 2. We've got a whole new demon we spend a quarter of the film fighting, we know nothing about. Okay, fight 2. Zenitsu versus Upper 6, the third. The thing is, this is the third Upper 6 that we fought. They keep appearing, and by now we know they're not really an upper demon. They're more like lower 1. They don't compare to the upper 1 through to 5, do they? Because they keep dying. So we know they're significantly weaker. And again, this is a bit slow, and it's a bit backstory heavy. It could do a bit more action. However, it's a good backstory which finally gives Zenitsu a motivation. It's like, right, he isn't just a womanizing, snivelling baby.
He's actually got some motivations of why he's doing things. Why couldn't we have done this before? It's a redemption arc for him. It's about his grandfather and his redemption. Actually, he finds the spine. He puts in all the effort training. It pays off. Finally, he is fighting like he's always been capable, and everyone keeps saying he's capable of. And he's actually fighting like a samurai, like a demon slayer, an honourable, respectable person. He's not a snivelling mess. He just right. I'm walking into the gates of hell with my head held high, and I'm going to fight the demons in front of me instead of just crying the whole time. I actually liked him in this fight. He's a much more likeable character. He's got morals and motivations. And again, the problem is, yes, it's a redemption arc, but there's really nothing to get here. He's gone from awful to great. There's no progression. He's just been... I think that's the biggest thing. They never progressed him till now. They've left it too late. They should have been improving him over time instead of what they've done is he's awful until now and he's good. But that's actually the best fight. This is actually my highlight of the film. Zenitsu's redemption arc and his fight in here, actually, I think the best thing that happened in the whole film. This is my highlight. Oh boy, Fight 3. That's got an entire... So this has got an entire page to itself. I had feelings. Upper 3 versus Tanjiro and Giyu. So this was the problem with the film. After the first season or two, especially from the Mugen Train arc and film onwards, there's a lot of Upper 3 backstory. How much we know about Upper 3 already. Honestly, he's been around for so long, I don't care anymore. And loads of time on this film, probably a quarter of the film was spent on his backstory. I don't care. It's too late. The way that where they place his backstory, it ruins the momentum of the fight. It's meant to be a choreographed fighting epic animation anime. Why would you break that up with backstory for someone I don't care about? My biggest fear is, like, actually what I wanted in this film, I want Upper 2's back. I already know about Upper 3. Tell me about Upper 2. So, as we know, the Demon Slayer is going to be a 3-film finale. So we know next film is going to be the same again for Upper 2. That's probably going to be okay because I don't know about Upper 2. But again, Upper 2 should have been in this film. And I fear, next film's going to take too long. It'll be Upper 2, and actually, are we going to find we're going to go Upper 2's backstory? Are we going to get Upper 1's? Are we going to learn more about the other Hashira we don't know about yet? Also, Tanjiro blows so hot and cold. So Giyu, the water Hashira, says, actually, Tanjiro is at least as strong as me and strong enough to be a Hashira already. Well, so we know Tanjiro's strong. So why do the weird bits we show he's weak? Like, oh, we're falling, and Giyu has to save him because Tanjiro, doesn't know how to break his own fall and save himself using his water breathing, whatever. But we already know he's strong enough to be a Hashira. Why can't he do I'm not saying, at least an intermediate level technique. Why is he struggling with that? When we know he can do advanced, why can't he do intermediate? If he's meant to be strong, make him strong. If Tanjiro is meant to be weak, make him weak. But don't make him blow hot and cold. Is he strong or is he weak? Make your mind up what you want from him. It's also, there's more backstory of Tanjiro and his dad. We're far too late in this. This is the final arc. Your main characters should be set. They should be built. They should be established to fight the final arc. Why are we now getting more Tanjiro backstory? It's just we can't keep having these reveals. It's done. Your character should be finished. This is the final battle. And not a particularly big spoiler, but we're fighting here against Upper 3. And would you believe that cutting off a demon's head? I forgot to say, cutting off the demon's head doesn't kill the demon here. Can you believe it? Actually, when they're in the Infinity Castle, a lot of demons, especially die when their heads are cut off. It's great because there's a lot of scrub fights where you see them, they just cut the demon's head off and they die. And it's refreshing. It's like, oh my God, we just had a fight and it finished. We didn't have to drag it out. Where obviously Upper 3, they cut his head off and it's like, oh, that's not really how you kill me. And it just goes on. It's like, do you know how long it took we got to the point where they cut his head off? And once again, oh no, I thought always cutting demons' heads off killed them. What do you mean it didn't kill him? It's like, Tanjiro, how many times have you seen this? I'm just so fed up with this trope. Let the demons die when you cut the head off. Finish the fight and be done with it, please. So honestly, I had hope. Fighting the weaker earlier. Yeah, I think fighting the weaker demons earlier made me think, oh, will they actually go through with this? Nope, it's back to that. So, what's my summary? It's very much a film that's animated rather than an anime film. As I said, there is a difference. This is a film first and foremost. The medium happens to be anime, but this is a great film. It's not an anime film. This is a film that's been animated. It's a much higher quality production. It's actually top drawer in terms of the animation. Pinnacle of animation, high quality, and it plays into Demon Slayer's strength. They've got a great film score, and this is a great thing to see in the cinema. I really see it being in the cinema. It's got some good fight, and Zenitsu's fight and his character development was absolutely a highlight for me. The weakness, as always, is Demon Slayer is pacing. Too much backstory for characters. Old characters, I don't care enough about them. There's not enough for the new characters. Why are we delaying it so long? Also, one of the pinnacles of Tanjiro's fight is revealed in a flashback. Now, this is a writing error. This should have been, at the time of the anime, they should have had this in there. And this should have been a flashback reminder. It shouldn't have been a full flashback to, oh yeah, I remember now, and someone conveniently told me the way to beat this demon. This should have been a flashback. This should have happened earlier. And I'm sure the mangaka just didn't think to put it in. But this is the thing. If you're getting a TV adaptation, I know I don't always like it. A bit like with Dress Up Darling. You can do mild tweaks to make things better where they make more sense in the order. And this should have been in season ago. So that when they flash back to it here, it's like, oh, that's why they did it. That would have been clever. Here it's just forced. Oh, yeah, I remember back to the time someone told me exactly how to beat this specific demon, and I just remembered how to do it now. Oh, it's just frustrating. I mean, it's not as bad as the Hashira meeting arc film, which was like, this is 95% new content. It's not like that one, which was 2 hours of recap and half an hour of new content. However, this was 2.5 hours. I could have lived with it being 2 hours would have been too long but manageable. It should have been an hour and 45 minutes. I haven't gone through and added up what I would have cut out. Maybe it's 2, maybe it's an hour and 45, but there's at least half an hour to 45 minutes of just bump in here we could have cut out. Now, this is still better than the anime. This is an anime. This would have been an entire season for this, and that would have been, it's about 22 minutes an anime, so 22 times 2, so 220. So 240, 260 to call it 4 hours. So the fact they got it down to 2.5 is an improvement. This is actually good pacing for Demon Slayer. However, it's just painfully slow, and we got 2 more films of this. I mean, it's not as bad as like Attack on Titan. It's like I can still tolerate this, but I don't know. I'll definitely see the second film. Will I see the third film? I don't know. It's getting hard and painful to watch. So, do you like? I think that's it. Yeah. So, do you like Demon Slayer? Yes. Do you want to see a great film? Yes. Are you up to date on Demon Slayer? If you're if you know what's going on with Demon Slayer at this point, you're up to date. Then great. However, I said I'd watch this over the episodes. At least we got to the point twice as fast the episodes, but it still could have been a lot quicker. The pacing's a real weakness here. So what do I think of it? It's an incredible film, an incredible cinematic experience. And this is a seasonal. Yeah. Do I think this is worth watching? If you haven't started Demon Slayer, I suppose actually you got the advantage. If you haven't started Demon Slayer, you can watch it on fast forward. That's the way to watch it. Watch it at like 1.25 speed or something. Don't watch it at full speed. It's just so slow. So I'm going to put this in at the seasonal plus. It's good, but God, is it slow. And that's it. We've reached the end. So, what do I need to give you here? So, you've either skipped ahead to the end or you've hung into the end, so congratulations. I'm going to give you a very quick summary, because if you skip to the end, you skip to the end and you want to know the summary, or if you've been here, it's a good reminder. So there's nothing elite, there's nothing world-changing in this season. What do I think you actually should go and watch now? I think there's 4 animes you should watch. My Dress Up Darling Season 2, or 1 if you haven't seen it as well. The Fragrant Flower That Blooms, To Be Hero X. This is, it's a 24-episode season, so go back and watch the first part. Dan to Dan Season 2. You might not, if you trigger warning, there's Sort of a Woman, or Attempted Sort of a Woman in episode 1, maybe if that's triggering for you, just go from episode 2, you'll be fine. Those are the 4 I really think you should, if you've watched this video, you should go and watch. What do I think is worthwhile? Secrets of the Silent Witch, adorable, my favourite of the season. Call of the Night Season 2, a good romantic comedy. It's not a rom-com, it's a romantic comedy. It's an established building relationship. Really good. Ruri Rocks. Learn about geology in Japan and rocks. Really interesting. Night of the Living Dead. It's a B horror movie in anime format. It's corny, it's cheesy. They love cats. They're silly, goofy horror. They've got wonderful like CG to show you that it's like the rubbish paper mache monsters and B horror movies. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. Sakamoto Days Season 2. Yeah, really good. Season 1 was good. Season 2 is good. It's just a good action family. Yeah, family. It's like Spy Family. It's not as good as Spy Family, but it's that vibe. It's more of the Lloyd stuff, but again, he does get his family involved as well. And we've also got Dr. Stone, Science Future Core 2. There's about 80 episodes so far. It's been out for 6 years. It's kept up that constant high quality. This is getting towards the end. It's a little darker. It's a near-peer foe, so there are sacrifices and loss. So it's a bit darker and there's slightly less science and new characters than the earlier series, but still good. What do I watch this season? Again, that I thought was really good. I really enjoyed The Water Magician. My key thing here is don't think of this as an overpowered main character isekai adventure fantasy. Think of it as a slice of life or a slow life. You know, Rio goes and finds a nice curry shop. Rio goes to the library. Some weeks nothing happens, and there's a few bits of epic fights in it, but mostly it's about slow, peak male fantasy. Just like I said for Seventh Prince, you've got all the time in the world, all the money in the world, all the friends in the world. Just do whatever you want with no pressure. Seventh Prince, really good fun. Massive overpower. It's the opposite. He's so overpowered. Break through the dimensions. Go and fight an angel just to learn holy magic. Absolutely over the top. Fun art style. Great. Just meant to be fun. And the Demon Slayer film. I said excellent film in the cinema. Wonderful high quality animation. Really lends itself to that cinema style. Pacing is a nightmare. It's Demon Slayer. The film is better pacing than the anime, but it's still slow. What do I think is completely average? Seasonal. Rascal Doesn't Dream of Santa Claus. If you see, it's I wouldn't go back and watch it. It's the same Rascal Doesn't Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. It's Puberty Syndrome for like the third time we've seen it. Oh god, Apocalypse Bringer Myungere, Civilization of Doom or Ruin, whatever. Weak source material, low budget. They've done a really good job and really caring to make what is actually it's meant to be all these RPGs or simulation games, whatever. You're dropped in. You take over the world your way. That's fun. Getsu Kuta. It's a standard shonen. It's got a lot of budget, really great art style, but oh god, it's got a shonen protagonist. Can he shut up for 5 minutes? Nothing special here. If you're burnt out on shonen, don't worry. If you're into shonen, watch it. If you've not seen loads of shonen, give it a go. I think it'll be your next big thing. Witch Watch season part 2, double length Kur, seasonal. First 12 episodes really built up the stakes in the final fight. Great. Second season, it's all just a slice of life bit. I like slice of life, but you built up a really good plot. You got to a point where things are going to happen, then nothing happens. You can't build to a climax and then let it go out with a whimper. There's no freaking way I'll be your lover unless it's a Yuri. It's not a reverse harem. It's just again, the benefit is this has got better romantic writing and lovely art style, but it's girls fighting over another girl. It's a high school romance anime, but girls. Yuri didn't really appeal to me, but I can see how it might appeal to you. I thought, in terms of if you think of it as a high school romance anime, pretty standard. But obviously, if you like Yuri, and it's got a really good art style, that could elevate it. Kaiju number 8, season 2. Like Kaiju number 8, season 1. Big problem with season 2, a lot of the characters are split up, so the main characters are split up. So some of the main characters in season 1, or support characters you don't see anymore, they bring in a bunch of new support characters. There's not a lot about Hibino Kafka, and even the image isn't him. And it seems to be more about Shinomiya. Clevitas blows hot and cold. Yes, it's a darker fantasy, adventure fantasy. Again, it's one of the magical, the lead magical beasts. Are humans magical beasts? Should humans be eradicated? Should humans be supported? What is this magic thing? There's a lot. Feels like a prequel. Needs more content. On its own, I don't think this is worth watching. I think if we get a second season, it could be worth watching, or it could not be. There's just not enough to judge it on here. It feels like a prequel. City, the animation. From the creators of Nichijou. Is it good? Is it gag humour? Yeah. Is it absurd as Nichijou? Yeah, it feels like Nichijou. Not quite as good, but Nichijou was really good. So this is still good. Hated the art style. It's City, the animation. It means it's comics animated. It doesn't look anime. It looks like animated comics. I couldn't get over the art style. If you can, great. Wasn't for me. Seasonal minus. Scooped up by an S-rank adventurer. Okay, so you have a main character, and actually even in the promotion material, the two pretty girls are put in front of him. Just sell some eye candy. He's meant to be really powerful. But, his master has statues in the city, but he doesn't think he's powerful. He's meant to be intelligent. Everybody tells him, oh, look, these are S-rank adventures. You're stronger than them. Oh, they're just pretending or whatever. It couldn't possibly be me. Stop being dense. And then we pick up a new character who's a beast tamer. It's like, oh, these monsters are going to kill us. Okay, we'll fight back. No, you can't fight back against the precious, darling monsters. They don't know what they're doing. It's not fair to harm them. I'd rather let the entire party be killed than allow you to fight back against monsters. Welcome to the Outcast Restaurant. Seasonal minus. For episode 3, surprise, really, really good. Everything else, pretty meh. Standard, impoverished noble child. Oh, the pervert's going to buy her. I'm going to protect her. Oh, look, they're sending this young, low-level adventurer into the dungeon with loads of these skeevy men. Oh, no, they're going to assault her. Better rescue her. Oh, look, there's another small young lady. She's being worked in a black party where she does all the work. Sorry, black company, in case you're getting other connotations. Black company party, and they're just abusing her and drawing her out. Magician gets a cool redemption arc. He's actually really cool. What they do with him in episode 3 is excellent. Everything else sucks. And also, the vice captain, her bra is wild. It's not attached in the middle, and it's wrapped around her neck like a choker. Like, you run too fast, I think it'll rip her head off. And of course, the classic got kicked out of the party for being as a backliner. Got kicked out of the party. because he's doing nothing. He's a backliner. All the mages know he's strong. Okay, what else we've got? We've got Sword of the Demon Hunter. Started off really good, good story, good animation. Animation falls off a cliff. There's scenes where it's single color back, like the ground is brown, not a textured brown, literally Microsoft Paint, fill all brown, or where they're not showing faces and they're talking for 5 minutes because they haven't animated the faces. Still some good fights, but it falls off a cliff. Don't understand what they're doing in the story. Weird time shenanigans that don't make any sense. Summer Pockets, again, every arc got weaker than the last. The problem is every arc's about 3 or 4 episodes. He solves the problem and that protagonist leaves the anime. So anytime you get attached to anyone, they leave. Also, it's meant to be seinen, but then you have like an anime with like a girl who's like does baby talk. Ugh. Maybe it works for you. Very nice and pretty and colourful. Then you've got Bad Girl. It's really cute. As I said, it's like Gabriel Dropout. The main character, Satania Code, is like, oh, I'm so evil. I I dyed the inside of my hair so I can pretend to be bad. Or I put a bulldog clip, a binder clip in my ear to look like I got piercings. Very cute. To get the attention of the high school president or the school council president. And actually the school council president turns out to be, well, she brings out a dog colour. So I'd love a cute little pet like you. And that's where it goes. It's gag humour. It's fun. It's pretty. It's colourful. Also, it's really good as a time killer because you can drop in and out. Do you need to watch any of it to get context? No, it's just fun. But it's no more than that. There's nothing good here. I wouldn't say watch it, but if you just want to throw something on in the background, great. What do we avoid? Grand Blue Season 2. Oh my god, it's so shonen. They're so loud. I couldn't even get through Season 1, and it's got such high recommendations. Also, they're meant to be in college. If you've seen Fairy Tail, Grey loses his shirt every time you see Grey. All the time their clothes come off like 5 times, like each half the episodes the clothes keep coming off. Also, they're meant to be in university or college, and they're going around spiking girls' drinks to try and get them drunk so they'll sleep with them. Oh, that's not good. I know it's an anime, but that's still, and these are meant to be the good characters. That's creepy. What have we got? Summer Hikaru Died. First 6 episodes, great, really good horror anime, and then they seem to have forgotten it's a horror anime. It's all about the friendship and solving the mystery as the 2 friends. Maybe Season 2 could be better if that's just set up, but for right now, they've lost the plot. Solo Camping for 2. Salaryman wants to go camping at the weekends on his own to decompress. Random girl wants to try camping, just turns up at the campsite with no knowledge or experience. Oh, you're an adult, teach me. Don't want to. Well, I can't get home, fine, you can stay in my tent. And then also, every time he tries to go camping on his own, she follows him round and then guilt trips him, saying, if anything ever happens to me, it'll always be your fault for not taking care of me. Leave the poor man alone. New Pantheon stocking with Garter Belt. It's 15 years since the first season. I don't know if I agree with the humour or it's just not funny like in 2025. But yeah, horrible animation style, not funny, very cringeworthy, don't watch. And then, yeah, Reborn of the Vending Machine. It was fun for 1 season as a parody. Season 2's taking it too seriously, just awful. They have run out of isekai ideas and it's getting a 3rd season. Dire. So, if you stuck around to the end, we're here for the special thanks. It's mostly for this beast. It's Monchcat the Beast. As you can see here, we've gone over it. Look at me trying to write a script here. Yeah, we can see this. Trying to write a script. Not succeeding though, because he's falling asleep on it. Every time I try to write this script for 2 days, my special little helper just come over and sleep on me. So he's adorable and he's cute, but by God, would he mind not sleeping on the script? He's just run past me now and he's looking at me. This is you, mate. Thank you, Special Help Monchcat, for all of your assistance. And any of you out there, thank you for sticking through to the end. I am Decidius Namake. I stream on Tuesdays, I stream on Thursdays, and I stream on Sundays. 5:30 PM UK time, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11:30 AM on the Sunday. Mostly play older games, 360, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, Mega Drive. Come by, hang out. If you got game recommendations, bring them along. Have some fun. As I said, I'm a Twitch main. I do multi-stream to YouTube. However, I am a Twitch main, so I would love to see you there. Otherwise, I'll see you in the autumn, or, well, really winter, for the autumn season review. So, with that said, thank you very much for stopping by. Obviously, if you've enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe. The normal YouTuber stuff. Your support really matters. The more people that watch this. Also, if you disagree with me, comment below. Tell me things I've got wrong. Tell me things I should have done. Tell me if I'm doing things wrong when I'm reviewing. We're learning, we're improving. I take constructive criticism. If you think this is terrible, tell me why. For the love of God, don't just tell me this is awful. You have awful takes. Please tell me why. It helps me improve. Anyway, love you. Bye.